I think I'm going to start making some lifestyle changes.
Like what?
I'm thinking I might, I don't know. I think I'm going to get a dietitian.
I'm going to eat salad.
A nutritionist.
I've committed to eating salad every day.
You're going to ignore them?
No, Hank, that was really disrespectful. I'm trying to have a moment of weakness.
Why would you say I'm going to start eating healthy? Like your answer solution was like get a dietitian, but you still need to eat healthy.
I understand, but I need someone to tell me what to do.
Eat healthy.
On today's Part of My Take, we have our good friend Ryan Whitney recapping all the madness from this weekend in the NHL playoffs. We had 2 Game 7s. We're going to talk Game 7s in the NBA as well. The Warriors advance. Playoff James Harden has shown up. The Nuggets advance. We'll talk a little Kentucky Derby. We've got Who's Back of the Week, and then we've got our Jordon of the Week at the end of the show, a new story from America's favorite couple. And it's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. It's the official best time of the year for hoops fans, playoff drama, buzzer beaters, all the chaos. We live for it. And if you're done just watching and ready to actually win some cash, you got to check out Pick 6 from DraftKings. Nobody's dropping better payouts than Pick 6. Hit 6 picks, and that's 25x your cash. And if you beat your competition, you could be looking at a 500x bag in your pocket. It's super simple. Select your picks, track your score, and go for those big-time prizes. No gimmicks, just straight-up fun. Pick 6 is live in most states like Missouri, Cali, Texas, Georgia, and plenty more. So, yeah, don't settle for weak payouts. Make your picks with Pick 6 and let your basketball brain pay off. And new to DraftKings Pick 6, new customers toss in just $5 on your first entry, and you'll get $50 in bonus picks instantly. We're also doing the Bet Gala. Make sure you tune in. It's starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The Bet Gala is tonight. As you're listening to this, it's going to be great. We're going to have some great guests. So tune into that in Arizona, and the playoffs are on, so why not take a shot at making a little money while you're watching? Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app right now and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE. Play $5, get $50 in bonus picks, better payouts, bigger wins, only on Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings. The playoffs are on, so why not take a shot at making a little money while you're watching? Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app right now, and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE. Play $5, get $50 in bonus picks. Better payouts, bigger wins, only on Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Monday, May 5th. May the 5th be with you, PFT. We've got Game 7s to talk about, and the Warriors have survived, and they're marching on.
They've done it again. The Warriors are again skating by. They got into the play-in game, and then now they push it to Game 7. I thought that this wasn't going to go 7. I thought it was going to be over in 6. Credit to the Rockets for fighting.
Yep.
I do enjoy watching Van Vliet play. I enjoy watching Shane. I'm big-time Şengün fan.
Yeah.
He's one. I'm a Gooner.
Şengün is just a throwback where he has a vertical of 1 inch, and every play to the naked eye could be a travel, but he's so good around the hoop. But the Rockets, as I expected going into this series, they're a very good team. They have a very bright future. But as it happens in the NBA, you have to go through the wars, and that's kind of what happened in this series, where the Warriors won this series by, I feel like, the smallest margins because they quit in Game 5. They lost in Game 6 when I think we all expected them to win. The Rockets were throwing size at them. Steven Adams at them were zones at them, had some great wrinkles to push the Warriors to the brink. But at the end of the day, when you get into a Game 7 and you have like one of your best players, Jalen Green, score 8 points, you can't win with that. You can't win with that. And it wasn't even Steph. It was Buddy Hield. It was the Buddy Hield game. 30 points. He was lights out. And I just think the Warriors, like, they basically proved that they procrastinated this series.
They did. That's exactly what they did. They took it all the way to the end of Game 7, and then Curry just exploded in the second half.
Yeah.
And they went on a 12-0 run, I believe, all in the fourth quarter. And that was kind of the end of that. Steph Curry figured out.
33, by the way, for Buddy Hield now.
Yeah.
We have 40 seconds left. He just hit another. He's 9 for 11 from 3.
Steph Curry figured out, okay, yeah, I can actually get to the hoop if we have our smaller lineup out there. And Steven Adams, he scored a bunch of points on Saturday, right?
Yeah, on Friday night.
On Friday night. It was like him and Rudy Gobert. It's like these big guys can play offense too.
Yeah. The size bothered them.
And then eventually the Warriors figured out how to solve the two big lineup, which I feel like if this was 7 years ago, they would have blown this Rockets team out.
Oh, of course.
The way that team, the old Warriors were engineered, but took them a little bit longer to figure out. Now we get Draymond Green and Rudy Gobert, as God intended.
Yep.
These two teams don't like each other. No love lost in this series.
Yep.
I'm glad that the Warriors continue to play.
I am too.
I think that you need to appreciate the greatness that is the Golden State Warriors as long as you can. We don't know how much longer Curry's going to be around, so just enjoy watching them play.
Well, it was also going to be if we had lost Curry and LeBron in the first round, it would have been a very distinct, this is really kind of over. You know? So we get at least one more series with Steph Curry and the Warriors. And again, the Rockets are now. Should they have worn the H-Town jerseys that weren't Game 7 jerseys?
Absolutely
We
not.
were sitting here when the game tipped off, and we're like, these are not Game 7 jerseys. These are type of things that you have to learn as an organization to get back to the promised land. It is cruel, though, that the Warriors basically teased the Rockets. Steph Curry, I said this speech last week when I was basically broke it down that he killed the James Harden Rockets, let them rebuild, completely dismantle their team, and then rebuild it back up. And then he's still standing there at 37 years old, killing them again. And then to tease them. They teased them because I think the whole world thought that the Warriors, especially with the way they treated Game 5, where they were like, we're not going to play the second half. We've got this in the bag. They didn't. They actually didn't. They didn't try out new things against the big lineup. It took them Friday losing at home to then go to Sunday and beat the Rockets soundly. And now we get the Warriors next round. Yeah, Draymond Gobert is going to be awesome.
Yeah, Jalen Green might have James Harden's old locker. And there might be something that's still in that locker because in the big moments, he seemed like he just didn't want to play. He didn't want to be out there.
And they just didn't have enough offense. I mean, they hit 6 threes tonight. I know that they do. The Rockets were a little bit of a throwback in the fact that they would throw a bunch of size out there. But
we got a goal.
We got a goal.
Winnipeg wins.
We're going to talk to Whitney about that in a second. That was an incredible game as well. Wow, Blues, they got to be sick after that. But yeah, the Rockets have a bright future. They will be back. They could make a move for Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Kevin Durant wants to be a Rocket, but the Rockets are probably like, we're good.
In the future, you can go like real throwback with your jerseys if you're the Rockets in game.
Correct.
You can wear the Hakeem jerseys.
Yep.
Those would be awesome. You can't wear the bubble letter H-Town or whatever that was tonight. It looked more like a Miami Heat jersey than it did a Houston Rockets jersey.
But it was just, I mean, again, Steph in a Game 7 and Draymond in Game 7, who every single game in this series he did something. He spasmed his whole body at Fred VanVleet's face.
That's what happens to me whenever somebody breathes on me.
Yeah.
Like that's a normal body reaction, I think.
Yeah. And Jimmy Butler, I mean, like, they're just good. Yeah, but it was Steph had this is the crazy stat of the game because Steph wasn't incredible shooting. He was, I think, for the first quarter and a half, he had 0 points. He ended up with 22. But I felt like the Warriors were like, hey, we're going to use our guys to just box out their big guys, and we have to get more active with our guards. Steph had 10 rebounds tonight. 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good.
Really good.
And that was clearly, something they were trying to do, where and Jimmy had 8 rebounds. So it's like everyone else box out, and you guys go get the boards.
The Buddy Hield game.
Maybe
the most athletic. Well, Air Bud.
12 for 15.
Yep.
It's pretty insane. He was lights out. I love having a guy like Buddy Hield where it's like, it's in there. We saw him in college. We know that at any point he could just go nuclear.
You just got to step into the Clay role.
Yeah,
just do a Clay impression.
He had 0 points on Friday night after we put him in our parlay.
Also, sometimes like Clay.
Yeah, sometimes like Clay. Okay, let's talk about the other Game 7 we saw on Saturday night. Nuggets Clippers. Let's first say credit to Nuggets. They were underdogs in this series. It felt like at times that they were not the better team, and then they absolutely demolished the Clippers on Saturday night. And it wasn't even – I never thought – Jokic is so good that his greatness becomes almost this weird standard where if he doesn't have triple-doubles, you're like, what's wrong with Jokic?
Yeah.
And so even though he was great in this series, he wasn't like Jokic great, like out of this world. But the rest of the Nuggets stepped up. With Christian Brown was awesome, was incredible.
Christian Brown has become really, really good.
Really, really good. Russell Westbrook, they don't win this series without Russell Westbrook.
Energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes with Jokic, it's like, he's not the fastest all the time, get up and down the court. Having a guy like Westbrook to like just go out there and go insane is actually a nice little boost for him.
Yeah. And Aaron Gordon was awesome as well. So it was like the whole team kind of came together. Maybe the Michael Malone, who we like, maybe that firing was actually smart.
Or maybe they got to fire their coach again.
Yeah.
Now, like before every series, get a new guy in there.
They have been pretty good since he got fired. But the real story here is...
Real quick, before we get to the masterpiece that was painted by our good friend, Michael Porter Jr. apparently can't even put his jersey on or take his jersey off.
Yes.
So he has to have somebody that helps him do that, and he's still playing hockey tough. That was cool to see him out there because I think a lot of people were questioning if he was going to play or how much he was going to play the series. And then this is a stat that I couldn't believe was real, but Jokic is the first player to average a triple-double in the regular season and win a playoff series.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
I guess that would make sense because I think Oscar Robinson, didn't, and then Russell Westbrook that year.
Yeah, had not done it.
Yeah.
So I guess having really good players in your team can help you win playoff series.
Yeah. But this game is about one thing. James Harden, who I think you could have already made the case he didn't need this game, but is he the biggest choker? I don't know if it's choker or just bright lights scares him away guy of all time, because at this point, it is now 4 different teams that he's done this with. It's the same story every year. It is he's great in the regular season. He can be great in the beginning of a series. He even had 13 assists in this game, which, is obviously, distributing the ball. But he scored 7 points. 7 points. And he even had us a little off the scent because in Game 6, which is technically an elimination game for the Clippers, he played really well. But then when the lights get the brightest and it's Game 7, he's a complete no-show, and it's not even – there's not even a debate anymore.
Yeah.
It's more just like, the only debate is he number one all time, and I think he is.
And I don't think it's necessarily even an insult to say that to him.
No.
Because I actually believe that James Harden is like, I don't want to work anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to get paid essentially the same if I get eliminated now or if I get eliminated in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the bonus that kicks in. Some of those guys like hook up the training staff to kick it around to some of the younger players or whatever. He doesn't really have any upside besides the glory of winning, which I don't think he necessarily cares that much about.
I saw a perfect tweet for it. Philly the Boss, shout out at Philly the Boss. He said, James Harden's going to get you to the playoffs. The rest is your business.
Yeah, he's like,
that's it.
I get paid 9 to 5, punch the clock. Regular season, that's my work hours. Okay?
Yeah.
So I know when my work is technically done for the summertime, and I would rather be somewhere else.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like working anymore. And in elimination games, James Harden has been held under 20 points 12 times. LeBron James, in 29 career elimination games, guess how many times he's been held under 20 points?
Probably none.
0 times.
Yeah.
0 times. And if you look at his stats, like they go way down in Game 7.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a measurable thing. And a lot of times it's not like he goes ice cold. He just doesn't shoot.
And I think this is the first time that there really is just not even anyone saying, oh, but the year that they lost in Game 7 in Brooklyn, the Kevin Durant foot on the line, he was very injured, true. But like those aren't even discussed anymore.
The hamstring, right?
Yeah, it's just all – when you get to Game 7, James Harden isn't going to be there. And I don't – it just is who he is.
His last 5 elimination games, and that includes Game 6, where he played really well. He's averaging 14 points per game in his last 5 elimination games.
And I think maybe genius move by Kawhi to have James Harden on your team, because we did have healthy Kawhi, and he got bounced in the first round as a favorite. So I don't know. Like, that was I kind of wanted more out of Kawhi here, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And the good news is, like, James Harden knows all of this. He knows, he hears it, he sees it. He knows what his legacy is. Kawhi, I don't think, has a computer, so this won't bother him whatsoever.
Listen, it's strip club season, okay? James Harden, he gets paid the same amount of money if he's at Game 7 or if he's in the club.
Yeah, for James Harden's strip club season. For Kawhi, it's I would imagine, sitting in like an empty room.
It's control alt delete season.
In. He's in the basement at Severance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this was credit to the Nuggets. I thought the Clippers were going to win this series. I really did. I thought they were the better team, and the Aaron Gordon game. And then this game was so weird, too, because the Clippers were up after a quarter, and then towards the end of the first half, the Clippers just started losing, and then they start the second half, and it was just Nuggets just ended the game. Ended the game.
It was a 24-4 run.
Yeah.
And 17 of those were unanswered by the Nuggets. And so it was like, okay, they just didn't show up for the entire second half. And the score did that game a disservice.
Yeah, no, it wasn't
because
that close.
Even though it was let's see, what was
19.
a 19-point win.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it felt like it was a 30-point 30-point loss.
Can I ask a question, too, about the NBA scheduling-wise? They place these series with some of the weirdest scheduling decisions where it's like you play on Sunday and then you don't play again until Thursday. Why are the Nuggets playing on Tuesday night against the Thunder? That's the most auto loss I've ever seen on a schedule ever.
Are they not playing Monday night?
Oh, no, sorry, Monday night.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The Warriors are playing Tuesday night. They're giving them 1 day. So, yeah, they're playing Monday night against Thunder.
And the Thunder
will be at the Bet Gala. The Thunder are going to kill them.
I feel like the Thunder, they've had, 10 days rest?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 days.
That guy's had 10 days to put the fucking T-shirt on.
Yeah.
He won't do it.
He's still not going to.
He won't do it. But, yeah, that's...
There's also like a weird 3-day gap in this series, too.
Exactly. So what?
Between Game 5 and 6, where it's like, what? Like
I'm sure I am very dumb. I'm bad at gambling. I will look stupid in retrospect. Someone will put this clip and make me look stupid, and I'll own it. The Nuggets in Game 1 and the Warriors in Game 1, it feels like they're just going in to die.
Yeah.
They just played a 7-game series, both a little bit older teams, and they have 48 hours to turn around and play teams that have been waiting there for, the Wolves only a week, and then the Thunder for 10 days.
Do you think Adam Silver watches games on TV? A commissioner should watch the games on TV.
I think he just goes to them.
You probably go to them, but in order to really get the flow and the feeling of a series, you should be watching them on TV, because you would know we can't have a 3-day gap in when games are played. I was looking forward to watching this.
It also doesn't make sense, because I would understand the argument if you didn't have any games on Monday night and you had to play a game, but the Knicks and Celtics are playing Monday night.
Yeah.
And then on Tuesday night, the Cavs and the Pacers are playing. So why didn't you space it out? Whatever. Stupid gripe. I understand that. Let's make some money off this gripe.
It does. What's the spread on that game?
I think it's 9.5, the Thunder.
Yeah, that feels pretty good.
I know it's a rest versus rust, but a 7-game series, and then you get 2 days off.
The Thunder don't get.
You have to go away from altitude.
They shouldn't get rust.
No,
not
not
thick air.
Thunder.
Yeah. What? Yeah, no, they won't get rust. They will get. They might get
They're
rust.
too good for rust.
They might get rust.
Rest versus rust.
They might get rust.
They might get rust.
Ruthy.
It is crazy, like, to think about just that we're however many years. How many years ago were the Thunder in the finals? 2012, I want to say.
With James Harden.
Right, I'm saying, and this was Russ versus James Harden in Game 7, and Russ has become not a joke, but like he's coming off the bench.
Well, he is
and
hilarious.
James Harden is just doing his thing, losing Game 7.
James Harden was the 6th man on that team, though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they were counting on him for anything.
No,
that's why they were able to get to the finals.
Yeah, he didn't do anything in the finals, if my memory serves me correct. All right, last game, NBA, and by the way, we have awesome 40 minutes with Whitney about everything. So we taped after the Winnipeg game, so we got it all. We got all the hockey, recapping round 1, previewing round 2. Cavs Pacers, they're fun. That was a fun game by the Pacers. Respect the Pacers. I don't know if they can win this series, because I don't know if they can shoot 52% from 3.
Yeah,
and
and
have the Cavs miss all their threes.
That's the difference in this game, yeah.
But here's what the Pacers do, and I like thoroughly enjoy watching the Pacers play. They sped it up even more today, which gave the Cavs some problems. And everyone's good. Everyone's good on their team. You could make the case that they don't have a top 5 player, and I'd agree with that case, but everyone is good. And Halliburton was playing like pretty damn good defense, which everyone, talks about his defense. And Andrew Nembhard was incredible. He was 5 for 6 from 3. Like all their starters scored double digits. And they're just a fun team to watch. And I don't know if this was – I don't think the Cavs should panic because, again, they're not going to shoot – what did they shoot from 3? I think they shot 23% from 3, and the Pacers shot 52%.
Yeah, the Cavs were 9 for 38 from 3.
That's probably not going to happen, but the Pacers are one of those weird teams where they play with, like – a lot of teams don't play with that type of pace in the playoffs.
Who got hurt on the Cavs? Is that Hunter?
I didn't see. Who got hurt?
Did you
Memes?
see?
Help us out, Memes. Max is in Hawaii, vacationing it up. Help us out, Memes.
Somebody got banged up.
Oh yeah,
I know Darius
Hunter got pushed in midair.
It was Darius Garland
that.
sprained his toe.
Garland's got a bad toe. He might be out. They said he would be out 1 to 2 weeks if this was the regular season.
With a toe?
He's got a bad toe.
Is it turf toe? Is it wood toe?
If he was LeBron, would he play game 2?
No.
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
All right, shit. And I did see Darius Garland got pushed. He got shoved midair. Took a bad fall, but I think he's okay.
I'm reading a report right now.
Sorry, that was Hunter. Hunter got hurt.
Per Jared Greenberg, Garland's toe sprain is a significant concern for the Cavs.
Uh-oh.
If this was the regular season, Garland would have been shut down for at least 1 to 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
Shit.
Hank is fist pumping.
No, I'm not fist pumping. Never for injuries. I want to beat teams at their best.
Okay. Listen, the Pacers don't scare you at all.
You love the Pacers.
I do. I love watching them. Like they play fun games. That was a very fun game to watch. I think the Cavs are still going to win the series.
It was. It's 2 okay teams going at it.
Okay.
I love it. I love it, Hank. Talk that shit, Hank. Are you nervous about the Knicks?
No.
Game 1, Monday night, at the Beck Gala, Mr. Bing Bong is going to be in your face.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Jerry in person.
Not worried about the Knicks.
Not worried about the Knicks. Even if we lose, I'll say it right now. If somehow we lose game 1, we could lose 2 games, and I wouldn't be worried.
If you go down to 0-2.
0-2, not worried. I'll say it in advance.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other story we had was Gregg Popovich officially retires as head coach of the Spurs. He's going upstairs.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean to heaven.
No, he's going upstairs, just in the building.
Yep.
I think we're actually going to have our good friend Kirk Goldsberry on Wednesday, so we'll have some pop stories. But 29 seasons, 5 titles, 1,422 wins. Pretty crazy. Also like a pretty wide, deep coaching tree. Not only GMs, but coaches. I saw it and I laughed because on his coaching tree was Jim Boylan. And that gave
Love
me a
that.
chuckle. Like, leave that off.
Yeah.
Get that off the coaching tree.
Technically, yes, it is on there, but you don't have to say it out loud.
Yeah, there's a few. Let me find the tweet. There's a few names that like there. If you're a coach and you have a coaching tree, you should have a little bit of a bar where it's like, you know what, let's keep this guy off. So he had Jock Vaughn is another one. Maybe you keep off Jim Boylan, Will Hardy, PJ Carlesimo, Mike Budenholzer, Joe Prunty, Mike Brown, Brett Brown, Ime, James Borrego, Mitch Johnson, Becky Harmon, and then he had Sean Marks, GM, and Messina Euro. So pretty good. You don't need Jim Boylan on there.
Yeah, good. It's like when you're talking about Belichick, you don't have to say Romeo Crennel.
Yeah.
Great coordinator, but maybe don't bring him up.
Yeah. And people are now debating if PJ Carlesimo was not on his tree, but whatever. I saw the graphic. Sports Illustrated tweeted, so I'm just going with
Let's go with the graphic on that.
Going with the fucking graphic.
Yeah. So, I mean, Pop, good for
You
Pop.
can't tweet anything these days without having it be debated endlessly.
No, people get mad about everything.
Everything.
Wait, so why are they saying PJ's not on the tree?
Because he maybe was officially, like he was, I don't know if he started before, which would make sense. He was a college coach.
Yeah.
Was a coach before, but then went to Pop. I don't know.
So he got rehabilitated by Pop.
Yeah.
Just like
But that's technically not his tree.
Steve Sarkisian could be a Nick Saban coaching tree guy.
Right. Right.
Bill
I
O'Brien,
understand the
Nick
argument
Saban.
of you can't do a rehabilitation tree. That's a separate tree altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Is the rehabilitation tree? Yeah, because PJ was an NBA coach, a college coach before he was a Spurs assistant, but he did get rehabilitated for 5 years.
He did.
So
after he got choked, him and Harden, big choke guys.
Yeah. You know what he is? He's not. He's like a tree that grew like in Pop's yard.
And then when they cut down Pop's tree, then now his tree has more sunlight.
Yes,
so it grows
exactly,
taller.
Exactly. Should talk Kentucky Derby. Thanks to our guy Randy Moss. He'll be back on for the Preakness. He did tell us Sovereignty. Make sure he's in your exotics.
Yep.
I like the mud. The mud made it so much fun. It's fucking crazy. It was a great race.
It always makes me laugh, too, to see everyone get super dressed up to go to the Derby, knowing that they now have to deal with some of the mud.
Right.
On all their shoes, their clothes. That's always a nice twist. Every single horse in this race was a descendant of Secretary. Did you know that?
I did.
That's kind of wild.
Crazy.
That horse fucked.
Yeah.
Big
so
time.
they all kind of did steroids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got the steroid DNA.
Yeah. But it was a very like thrilling race. Like the journalism and sovereignty down the stretch fighting was awesome. And again, it was like 20. I mean,
and Baeza too.
Baeza was my pick.
It's a good horse.
It hurt walking away, being like, if they just did 100 more yards, might have had it. What were you gonna say, Hank?
Dumb question I was trying to figure out when I saw the Secretariat graphic is how, like, are they equal descendants, and how is it great?
I don't know how many greats are involved.
No, his jizz just got used for so many different horses that they're all not
do
equal.
they save it? Like,
yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like
can you just have can you still use it?
What you should do if you have a horse that wins the Kentucky Derby, you need to jack that horse off like 6 times a day and then freeze all the sperm. And then that way, because I feel like if you could get just a direct pregnancy from Secretariat right now, that'd be worth way more, right? Than just getting like his great grandson's sperm.
Okay, so I'm reading it right now. We'll ask Randy this when he comes back on. You can do it now. You couldn't have done it when Secretariat was jizzing.
That's why you got to save some of it just in case.
Right,
One day the technology will exist.
The technology didn't exist when Secretariat was in his jizz heyday.
But maybe, do you think anyone had the foresight to just do it and keep it in the freezer?
They should have.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
And then like every time you move, you have to move the industrial strength freezer, and then the moving guy's like, "What is this giant thing that you've got in your basement?" "Oh, that's horse cum."
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the most valuable thing I own.
Like an unopened pack of cards from the 60s. It's like, oh, we just found in this freezer authentic Secretariat cum.
Yeah, that'd be worth a shitload of money right now.
No, but those they're all different levels of related to Secretariat.
And they're probably also related to Seattle Slew too.
Yeah, I mean, I know there was a couple American Pharaoh babies in this race, I believe, at least one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that wasn't a dumb question.
I'll say this: Sandman took my breath away when Sandman walked across the street.
Yes,
that is a good looking horse.
Yes,
the gray, very spooky looking, like a ghost.
Yeah. There's also, I think there's a story. I think it might be Sunday Silence. I can't remember. There's basically one horse that basically started horse racing in Japan. Like all the horses in Japan are related to one horse.
Genghis Khan's horse.
Yeah, Genghis Khan's horse. Also, did you guys see journalism jockey Umberto Rispoli, his wife?
No.
That was very funny. They did like a little, both of them were standing there with their kids. Very nice. They were talking to him. He's 5 feet. His wife, who's attractive, I think is only like 5'4". She looked like a center next to him.
She towered over him?
Crazy. I don't know if you can pull it up, memes, but it was a very fun, and they did the interview for like 3 minutes, and it was crazy to see it. You just forget how small jockeys are.
They're very, very small.
Yeah.
Well, this is a nice picture of them on it. Oh, yeah, that is a massive height difference. It's
massive, but then
inches.
she's only, it's like, I tweeted about it, and someone, I think Stanford Steve texted me, she's like, she's actually only like 5'5" or 5'4".
They've got a great picture of him carrying her.
Yeah.
It's like, don't do that, man. You're going to blow your back out.
It's very funny. All right, we found it, memes. You can put it into the show, maybe, the from the telecast.
Did you see the picture of the Spurs Rookie of the Year's winners?
Yes. Tim Duncan. Yeah. And Wemby. It was Tim Duncan, Wemby, Robinson, and Stephon Castle. And Tim Duncan not only doesn't look like he ever played basketball because he's got his hair out and he's like beard, but Tim Duncan and David Robinson are 7-footers and they look like they're 5'11".
That's crazy.
It's
Wemby's
nuts.
a freak, yeah.
He is such a freak.
Did you guys know that a human can beat a horse in a long distance race?
I believe it.
In like a 26-miler, there's a race that they do every year over in England somewhere. It's man versus horse, and man wins like 20% of the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is
They're not built for distance like us.
All right.
Someone riding the horse, obviously.
Yeah. Someone's riding the horse. Yeah. So that is, I guess that does. I think someone's riding it, but that would throw a little wrench into it, where it's like, yeah, it's not just the horse; they're also pulling a human.
Yeah.
But still, fuck horses, we're faster.
And shout out our guy Randy Moss, who we'll have back on for the Preakness. All right, so we have Whitney talking all the hockey. We have Who's Back coming up. I had one other thing, similar to the Rockies thing that we brought up. Fuck the Monforto brothers.
Yeah, the two guys.
Fuck
they
them.
got one guy that looks like a penis.
Chuck and I can't remember their names. We're gonna get more on that, but fuck them. We should just mention the fact that Aaron Judge it's insane what he's doing, and it's May. Because now May is when you start to pay attention and be like, oh shit, from like around the league, like, oh man, this guy, Aaron Judge is hitting 423 with 11 home runs. He's hitting 423. I looked it up. There are 20 guys total hitting over 300 in the entire Major League Baseball, and Aaron Judge is hitting over 400.
Do it in October, Aaron. He actually did kind of do it in October last year.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault.
They're also, I saw weird.
It wasn't his fault except for the error he made in the game that they lost.
That's true. That's
completely
true.
Blow the World Series.
That's a valid point. I think that's one thing that would get America way back into baseball. It's like you remember the McGuire Sosa
hitting
days.
400?
Hitting 400.
Yeah.
If we're on 400 watch in August, people are going to be watching baseball again.
Yeah. 400 watch would be fun.
Yeah.
It would be very fun. But yeah, he's I mean, it's crazy. How many there's I don't even know what the math would be. How many Major League Baseball players are there like batting like 400 active, right? Or like, you know what I mean?
Let's see. Minimum
9 times 32.
What are the minimum? Okay, 502 plate appearances to qualify for a batting title.
Okay.
So I assume that's when a 400 would reach
Yeah.
like peak. How many plate appearances does Aaron Judge have this season?
See.
Let's see. Aaron Judge.
We're really missing Max being able to Google things slower than what we're doing right now.
Yeah, he's way better at it.
Yeah, he's way better at not getting it. Aaron Judge has right now 125 at bats.
Okay, so about a quarter of the way there.
Yeah.
He should shut it down once he reaches that number.
Yeah.
That'd make everybody so mad.
That would make everyone so mad.
Mm-hmm. If he gets his mysterious like mid-season injury.
Also,
technically 400.
Yeah, a weird story from baseball. Apparently, the Rays, Steinbrenner Field, where they're playing this year, is like the craziest wind possible, and they're complaining about the wind. The Rays.
The Rays are.
Yeah, there was an article. I couldn't. Well, I couldn't read it because of the paywall. But it said Rays facing more than opponents when hitting at Steinbrenner Field. Frustrations, including varying winds, have started to impact players and get them to change their style.
Well, that's a valid complaint because the wind only blows when the Rays are up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's a crazy thing, though, to complain about the wind.
Mm-hmm.
You can't complain about the wind.
No.
You can't complain about the wind. You got to just let the wind go. You got to let the wind do its thing.
Wind is real.
Yeah, wind is real. You just got to let it go. You got to let it do its thing. Okay. Let's do Who's Back of the Week, and then we have Ryan Whitney, and then we have Jordon talk after Ryan Whitney before Lottery Balls. Okay, before we get to Who's Back of the Week, Game Time. NBA playoffs are here, and the only place to buy hard-to-get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NBA playoff tickets. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets a tip-off. You can save up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets. We're looking at tickets for the Knicks-Celtics, which is tonight, Game 1 in Boston. It is $160 to get in. I hit the GT Picks setting, and it is some great deals. You can be even in the lower bowl for $300. So what are you waiting for? Go to Game Time Picks tickets right now and hit that GT Picks setting. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA playoff tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PMT for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. Who's Back of the Week is brought to you by our friends at Truly. Truly Unruly Lemonade combines the high alc fun of Truly Unruly with everyone's favorite lemonade. It's the official hard seltzer, pardon my take. Lemonade let loose, 8% ABV, 100% delicious. 4 supercharged lemonade flavors, Bumpin' Blue Raz, OG Original Lemonade, Punched Up Pineapple, and Wild Pink. Level up your lemonade with Truly Unruly. Get unruly this summer. It's getting warm out. Everything's getting nicer. Golf, everything's happening. Ball games, backyard barbecues, beach. Go right now. Truly Unruly Lemonade combines the high alc fun of Truly Unruly with everyone's favorite lemonade. Level up your lemonade with Truly Unruly, 8% ABV, 100% delicious. Okay, Hank, who's back of the week?
My who's back of the week is Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah.
Big time back.
What a
wire
beast.
Wire to wire, dominating performance, 31 under par. The guy that came in second lost by 8 strokes. He was 23 under.
Is that a record?
That's got to be the most devastating. I think it tied the record or maybe broke it by 1, but it's got to be devastating to have like the best week of your life and not even sniff coming in first.
Not even sniffing.
What I love about Hank is he's wearing his Sunday red right now because you played. You look like Tiger on Sunday.
Thank you.
Yeah. How'd you shoot?
I played pretty well. I got 9 holes in before I came back for the pod.
Love that.
Game's trending upward. I'm here. We're here for the Bet Gala. Entertained some clients. Had a great time.
Yeah.
Didn't Bryson have a really good back nine today too?
Yeah. Yesterday they were in Hong Kong, but he won live. A lot of good storylines heading into the PGA Championship.
Yeah, which
Justin
is when?
I think it's not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after.
Love that. Scottie Scheffler, did you guys see his post game? Scottie Scheffler, it doesn't seem like the most emotional guy, but it's his hometown tournament, and he had his son who was born. He missed this tournament last year because his son was born right around this tournament. Remember, there was the whole we're not going to play, and then it took a while. We love Scottie Scheffler, but it was funny because they gave him a picture of him with Byron Nelson when he was 6 years old while holding his son, and he started to get a little emotional. It was like they had to plug the computer back in. It was good to see him get a little emotional.
He might be on that Fuck You tour right now.
He might be on the Fuck You tour.
He's dialed.
I did say he's got to get the Fuck You tour going. Yeah, he shot a 61, 63, 66, 63 for a 31 under. Insane. It was funny. I was tracking it because I was like, you could see right when he started on Thursday. I think he started the front 9 like he was like 8 under before.
29.
Yeah, before you could even blink. And I went to look at like the odds, and he was like maybe 4 holes in. This is after someone else had started the day. I don't know, like 9 under to finish the day. 4 holes in, he was like minus 150. And then like 9 holes in, he was like minus 2,000 to win the tournament.
Did you see that shot that he had out of the bunker? It was a 3-iron out of the bunker on a par 5 that he stuck to like 10 feet. It's insane what he's doing.
He's so good.
Yep.
He's so good. Good who's back, Hank.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great who's back, Hank.
PFT.
My who's back of the week is Alcatraz.
Oh.
Alcatraz is back, baby. They shut that fucking island down, and about 30 minutes ago, Donald Trump put out a press release. He said, for too long, America has been plagued by vicious, violent, and repeat criminal offenders who will never contribute anything other than misery of suffering. That is why today I am directing the Bureau of Prisons, together with Department of Justice, FBI, and Homeland Security, to reopen a substantially enlarged and rebuilt Alcatraz to house America's most ruthless and violent offenders. Now, Alcatraz, the prison that's in the San Francisco Bay.
Excuse me. Are you talking about The Rock?
I'm talking about The Rock.
Rock.
This is what's most interesting to me about reopening Alcatraz is The Rock is back. And if you haven't seen The Rock, it might be the best movie ever made.
Bruckheimer's joint.
I think it actually...
Yeah.
Right. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
It is. You're right. It might be the perfect movie.
It is the perfect movie.
Yeah,
it's got
the perfect
everything.
movie.
Sean Connery, Nick Cage, prisons.
terrorists,
planes.
weird biological weapons.
Yeah, that look kind of delicious.
Yes.
When he disassembles the weapon,
Yes.
and it's those like green glass balls with the poison inside. I just want to snack into one of those bad boys. It looks like a big Jolly Rancher.
The Rock.
The Rock. So yeah, Alcatraz is back. Fun fact about Alcatraz: did you know that it did not have a death row?
I did not.
Even though it was like, for some of the most badass criminals, it wasn't like a place that they would execute you. But it sounds like they're going to enlarge it. They're enlarging Alcatraz, so they might put in an electric chair or something there. I don't know. But yeah, Alcatraz, the prison, is back.
That is pretty cool.
Which does suck because I'm assuming that they won't still have tours there anymore.
Yeah, I would say they probably won't. Oh, by the way, it was Michael Bay, not Bruckheimer. Michael Bay and Bruckheimer went they went round, bar for bar for like the entire 90s, just being like, who's going to have the coolest summer movie?
Who did Con Air? Was that Bay?
I don't know.
Or was that Bruckheimer?
Let's do a little quick. You look up Bruckheimer. I'll look up Michael Bay.
Okay, Bruckheimer.
Because it was like everything, every summer you'd be like, all right, which movie's going to be so sick this summer? Michael Bay. What did he have? What did Bruckheimer joint?
Okay, so if we're going in the 90s.
And The Rock might be the most, and I guess Catch Me If You Can, like the most watchable TV movies of all time.
All right,
Yeah.
so
I count the early 2000s as the 90s as well.
yes, so
Basically, I came to this conclusion the other day. The last time like America was like truly America's was when we were selling the H2 Hummers that were just they're just like military vehicles and people were driving it to like Whole Foods.
yeah, it's like Schwarzenegger has one of these, so I need one too.
Yeah, when we were just doing big shit just for the fuck of it.
Yeah, so here's what we're looking at from Bruckheimer in the mid 90s. This is
man,
an incredible run.
Oh man, this is going to be I'm excited to see what you have, but I've got some good ones with Michael Bay.
I'm not even going to start with Crimson Tide.
Okay.
I won't even mention Crimson
That's
Tide.
actually just a good movie. Like that doesn't even
That's not really a Bruckheimer.
that doesn't count for
It's an art house.
Yeah, what we're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
That was his indie film.
Listen to this 3-movie run.
Okay.
We had The Rock,
No wait. That's Michael Bay.
Bruckheimer.
Oh, they both did it?
They both did it.
Oh, that's hilarious. So we're idiots. Because he's listed as The Rock.
Okay. All right, but here we go.
Wait, tell me Armageddon's not on there.
The Rock, Con Air, and Armageddon.
Okay, so he did Armageddon. So they're the same person.
Yeah.
Because my 3 were Bad Boys, The Rock, Armageddon.
Top Gun.
That's pretty damn good.
That's pretty
I
awesome.
got Pearl Harbor, Bad Boys 2, Transformers. These guys rock.
Yeah.
Wait, so they did they just...
Maybe, I think Bruckheimer produced and Michael Bay directed.
Yeah, so they were a tag team duo.
Yeah, so they basically were like, we're both so sick at this, let's just do it together.
So here we go.
That's why The Rock and Armageddon are 2 of the best summer movies of all time.
The Rock, Con Air, Armageddon, Gone in 60 Seconds. Then we're looking at National Treasure.
Yeah, these guys are the best. I mean, you just named. So if we just went through, if we combined them, yeah, Bad Boys, The Rock, Armageddon, Gone in 60 Seconds,
Black Hawk Down,
Pearl Harbor, Transformers. Shout out Michael Bay and Jerry Bruckheimer.
Oh shit! There's another big one that we left out.
What?
Big one? Kangaroo Jack.
Oh shit!
way.
We got to talk to Jerry.
We gotta talk to Jerry about it. We gotta talk to Jerry. By the way, just
He's probably thought like Jerry's gonna be my new Nick Cage.
yeah. Little promo. So we're gonna be down in Scottsdale for the Beck Gala. Hank's already there, and our good friend Mr. Bing Bong, Jerry O'Connell, will be there. So we'll have I think the red carpet's gonna be live streamed, and then we'll have clips of us watching Game 1. Are you nervous at all about Mr. Bing Bong Game 1?
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to see him in person. And no, I'm excited for the series.
Are you nervous at all that ESPN, all 11 analysts, picked the Boston Celtics?
That makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
But
Are you nervous at all that Shams is reporting that the Celtics are going to make big changes in the offseason?
no.
Okay.
That's interesting, though. I don't know why they would do that.
Well, because I think
financially.
Yeah, financially.
There's like a luxury tax implication that I don't understand, but I do understand that could be a problem.
Don't understand any of the money.
No.
None of it makes sense to me. Okay. Good who's back. The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock. My who's back, I have 2. Actually, I have 3. One's real quick. Jim Harbaugh is just back because he went on Rich Eisen's show and he said that he woke up like in the middle of the night the other night and just said to himself, I have to get Justin Herbert to the Hall of Fame. That was a real thought that he woke up in the middle of the night with.
I love that.
So that means that is a sign football is coming. I'm getting very close to my first I can't wait for college football tweet. And I wait till I feel it. I almost felt it the other day.
This afternoon, I had a strange feeling, Big Cat, and I was thinking that I should be excited right now. There was something about the clock that I was like, I'm not as amped up as I need to be right now. What's missing in my life? I looked at the calendar. We are now exactly 4 months away from NFL Sundays.
Love it.
4 months from NFL Sundays. At the time, it was the witching hour.
Yeah.
And I was missing. My life was missing, the uncertainty, the impending doom, the excitement of the witching hour.
Yeah.
And we're so close to being back.
So close to being back. Also football related, Abdul Carter, he just can't pick a number. He went from saying he wanted Lawrence Taylor's number, and then he was like, no, Lawrence Taylor was like, nope, you can't have 56. It's retired. That's the whole point of being retired. And then he's like, all right, how about Phil Simms? Because I wore 11 in college. And Phil Simms is like, also no.
Pick your own number, man.
What is he addicted to? Just is Abdul Carter the guy everyone knows? Is like he only wants to hit on his friend's girlfriend?
I don't know. Is Abdul Carter a loser?
It's very weird.
Least humble guy of all time.
I mean, to do two number, the first one, I get it. Hey, linebacker, I want to play, edge rusher, I want to shoot my shot. Lawrence Taylor, maybe it'd be cool if he was like, you know what, this would be awesome.
Yeah.
You'll live up to the hype. But then it'd be like, no, you know what, I want 11 too.
You should not ask Lawrence Taylor for the number, though.
No. That's all he's got.
Yeah. He's definitely not. He's an awesome football player. I'm just pissed off that the Giants have him. But still very weird behavior to, on day one, go into your new company and be like, I want the numbers of the two most famous guys that everybody loves.
Right. And again, the first one, I get it. Shoot your shot. The second one, like Penn State fans were like, well, he wore 11 in Penn State, and that's the meaningful number because, LeVar Arrington and Micah Parsons. Still, it's weird.
Well, that just means that he's a serial other people's number guy.
Yeah. He can't go his own way.
And you can be whatever number you want in the NFL now. They don't care.
Yeah.
So just pick literally any other number.
Any number. And then my last who's back is we didn't talk about it because it came out. I think it was Friday. It came out. I hate to report this, but if there had been a Game 7 Lakers Timberwolves, LeBron James would have not played.
Yeah. So he had the sprained MCL, right?
He has a
pretty much sprained MCL.
Sprained MCL.
Doctor's never seen a knee like that before.
Dante DiVincenzo jacked him up over the middle. Sprained MCL. Did weirdly play the last 8 minutes of the game, looking completely fine. But then after the game was limping in the hallway, and the report came out and said, hey, guys, just so you know, he wouldn't have been able to play. Even though, to LeBron's credit, he has never missed any playoff games. So that's a shame. Weird timing.
He's never missed any playoff games, but he would have missed a lot of playoff games had the series not ended.
Correct.
He's like the least healthy guy after the season's over.
Very weird timing. It's basically the opposite of how they do it in hockey, where you basically have to a guy is injured for an entire playoff run. And then after the playoffs, he doesn't say it or any of his people say it. There'll be a press release from the team being like, yeah, actually, he was playing the entire hockey playoffs as a quadriplegic.
Yeah, you get
He'll be back in 3 months.
You get a press release from a hospital that just operated on. Be like, we have to notify you about this legally. He didn't want us to tell anybody, but you should just know because he's taking up 5 of our surgeons' time right now. We had to amputate his leg.
Yeah, he actually played the entire hockey playoffs with 2 broken legs and no lungs.
So with LeBron, it's interesting because the whole building in your narrative, your excuse after the fact is something he's done a couple times. But this is one case where I don't think anybody was on LeBron's ass about it.
No.
LeBron's ass was clean.
He's 40.
His ass was clean. Everybody was looking at Luka.
Yeah.
Luka was – we were all talking about Luka is fat. And then LeBron's like, oh, also, hey, guys, by the way –
I'm injured.
By the way, my MCL is made of dog meat now.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, LeBron, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. He is 40. The fact that he's still doing it at 40 is insane.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone expects LeBron to be 30-year-old LeBron anymore. So it was totally unnecessary. Maybe his team just has a calendar reminder and they didn't double check. They're like, hey, it's early May. let's make sure that we put out that press release of an injury, and they forgot to double check, being like, you sure you need this year?
Yeah. It was just a calendar invite.
Yeah.
That they accepted. It's weird. LeBron, I think he is, like, yes, he flops and he embellishes things, but when it comes to playing in games, he's tough. Like, he's played through a lot of injuries before, but he always has to remind us that he's injured.
Always.
And
to not play a hypothetical game, it was just so extra to be like, if Game 6 had happened tonight, he would not be playing.
It sucks because I had the over and his points scored in hypothetical Game 7.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry for your loss.
Bad beat.
I apologize. Okay. Let's talk some hockey because we had a great hockey weekend. We're going to do it with Ryan Whitney, our good friend. And then after Ryan Whitney, before Lottery Balls, I think we'll, instead of a Monday reading until this entire escapade dies down, it will just be Jordon of the week because we have a new story. So
we do.
We'll finish.
This is the worst one, by the way.
After Whitney.
This is the worst thing she's done.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing Stones of the week.
Oh, we'll do Stones of the week too. We'll do Stones of the week and Jordon of the week. But before we get to Ryan Whitney, PFT, you had a couple ads.
This episode of Part of My Take is brought to you by McDonald's all-new McCrispy Strips. New McCrispy Strips are here. It's chicken made for dipping. I've got them right in front of me. We had these last week. They are legit. These are delicious. It's tender, juicy white meat chicken with golden brown, peppery breading. It's chicken so good, it deserves its own sauce, the creamy chili McCrispy. The strip dip, it's a sauce. It's creamy, it's savory, it's sweet with a little bit of heat, but it works with any of their other sauces. I'm telling you, these McCrispy strips are my favorite thing on the menu right now. Juicy white meat, and it's got this real crispy breading to it. Delicious. Dip it in that sauce, the creamy chili McCrispy. Thank me later. New McCrispy strips, the new creamy chili McCrispy strip dip. It's chicken made for dipping. It's only at McDonald's. Shout out McDonald's. We love McDonald's. It is the absolute best. And smells like golden, delicious brown fries in the studio right now, which is fantastic. Ryan Whitney's also brought to you by our good friends over at Hey Dude. I was rocking my Hey Dudes earlier today. And if you haven't tried Hey Dude shoes yet, they're unlike anything. Hey Dudes are the foundation of comfort, the ultimate slip-on shoe. Lightweight, breathable, ridiculously comfortable. We're talking cushioned insoles that feel like little pillows under your feet. With so many styles, Hey Dude has the perfect shoes to slip into every day. Find your perfect pair at heydude.com. And now, here's Ryan Whitney.
Okay, we now welcome on our favorite guest because he's been on the most. He holds the record. He has the crown. It is Ryan Whitney, very special guest. And it's perfect timing because we just watched the Winnipeg Jets win in double overtime to complete the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And Whit, we want to talk about the whole weekend because we had two great Game 7s, incredible Game 7s. But let's start with this game. I don't even know what to say. They scored a goal with 1.6 seconds left to force overtime. I mean, how does that happen? Tell me how that happened. How that happens in that moment.
Who needs drugs when you can just watch the Stanley Cup playoffs, guys?
It's true.
I mean,
it's true.
It's actually at this point, like every year you're saying first round nuts. This was the craziest first round, I think, of all time. A couple people disagree with me on Twitter, but a lot of people were like, no, he's right. This was madness. And it ended off in perfect fashion. I mean, it basically was done. It was dead. From the beginning of that game with Winnipeg-St. Louis, Winnipeg had nothing. I think they had 3 shots in the first period. St. Louis dominated Game 6 at home with Gruden in the building.
Yep.
And they come into Winnipeg. It's like Hellebuck can't save the puck. He's got like the yips like in golf as a goalie. He gets pulled in 3 of the games. I mean, the fact that this was maybe not even the craziest series, it's just wild. And that tying goal, pretty lucky actually. If you notice, Ehlers took a shot. He went to take a one-timer and whiffed on it. And it goes right back to him. He slides it over to Kyle Connor, who I think kind of whiffed on a shot himself, but it goes right to Perfetti, his second tip-in goal from Kyle Connor. And it was over, and it was done. And if Ehlers doesn't maybe whiff on that first one-timer, it might get to the goalie, and he makes a save or kicks it out, and that's it. So just the biggest game of inches. But Winnipeg had nothing in that first period, completely turned it on. And I feel bad for the Blues players in a way. Like that, they had that thing. And to pull the goalie and get 2 goals, getting 1, that happens. But to get 2, I'm still kind of like all over the map, boys. My brain is.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I was shocked for the entire overtime. I was like, I can't believe we're here. I have a question about Hellebuck and then overtime question. But Do you think there was any chance they were going to maybe pull him in that first period again? Because where's the line? Because it was Jekyll and Hyde all series when he was away, and then they start Game 7, and it looks like, oh fuck, he's just not seeing it again. Or like, do you think that ever was discussed?
Oh man, I was kind of 50-50 after the second goal. Because the first goal was like this 2-on-1 weird play, and he's kind of like desperate to get over. Parayko passes it back, and so it wasn't really on him. But then the second one, it's like, I don't know. I feel like you got to save that shot. I don't think it was deflected, but credit to Scott Arniel. I mean, Biz was ranting from the rooftops about starting Comrie in Game 5 after the madness of Game 3 and 4 in St. Louis, but starts him, gets the win, but then goes back, gets pulled again in St. Louis, and you knew he was starting, but I think I was kind of more so keep him in, and then if a third one goes in, obviously he's getting the hook. Yep. But Arniel, stuck to his what will probably be the MVP of the league. I think he might win MVP. Forget the Vezina. He's got that locked up. And then what's crazy about that game is he really he found his game when they got to overtime. Mm-hmm. And they dominated Winnipeg as a team, but there were some pretty big saves by Hellebuck, and he wasn't even in the net. Yan sent the group text a text like, are they better without him in goal? Because they got the 2 goals with the net pulled. And
right.
Maybe this is something that actually gets him over the hump. Like, we won a series where I sucked in 3 of the games. He actually sucked in Game 1 too, and they won that one. And maybe now it's like, oh my God, kind of the demons of the first round are gone, and he can go and become the MVP we know. But
yeah,
I was with you, Dan. I thought he might be getting the hook there.
It was just like, holy shit, the Jets, like, they don't look like they know how to play hockey.
They were
horrible. Starts with the goalie.
Horrible.
Yeah, and the confidence has to be terrible when your goalie is not seeing it. Like, I'd imagine it goes throughout the entire team where you're like, holy fuck, like, if he's not seeing it, we're screwed.
It seeps into the team no matter what, because we're like, we have to be perfect. And then if you're trying to play perfect, you're never going to play well. And that's with a goalie who maybe is kind of, not a great goalie in the league usually. This is even different because he's the best goalie.
Right.
This is like, we've lived with Connor Hellebuck dominating and winning us games, and now, like, all of a sudden, his kryptonite has arrived, which is the playoffs, and credit to them, man. They got it done.
It isn't just like this series. He's been, like, noticeably different as a goalie in every playoff series he's ever played, right? Like, I was seeing some stats that show there's a significant downturn once he gets there.
No, so lately, yes. Last year and this year. Last year, Colorado just red light all night, and I think it was 5 games. But I saw a clip or a stat. I think 2018 to 2023, he was great. I think like 2.5, 2.6 goals against, 9.10, 9.15 save percentage. Really good numbers. And then something happened last year, and then you figure, all right, well, he had a great regular season. He wins the Vezina again, and now it's time to shine. It's not Colorado either. St. Louis's offense is not the Avs, but no, it's the same thing. And so I'm wondering if against Dallas we see the Hellebuck that the last 2 regular seasons has been the guy.
Yeah. So it gets to overtime. It gets to 2 overtimes. At what point do you as a player start to feel that same pressure? Because I feel like in that instance, the fans, when they're watching overtime hockey, Game 7, it's painful if you're a fan of those teams. Do you have that same feeling as a player on the ice where, like, your butthole's super tight, you're sweating, you're nervous? It's like it's painful to play because one mistake is the end of your season? Are the players on the ice able to just focus and play like they normally do?
I think you're completely able to focus and play. And I got to play. I played in one double overtime game. It was the Cup Finals. We actually won. And it was similar because we tied it up. Max Talbot scored with under a minute left in Detroit. And then Peter Sikora scored end of double overtime. And maybe on the bench, you're a little bit like, oh my God. But on the ice, I remember feeling as calm as ever. I think it was partly due to just like, if we didn't win, the cup was Detroit's, right? Like you're totally, it's a no lose situation in a weird way. You have nothing to lose, I should say. And I remembered after being like, wow, like the fan bases are just, it's a panic time. But I remember actually thinking after, like how calm everyone kind of felt, and really get on the ice and just do your job, and then get a little breather.
And shorter shifts, I would imagine, because you're just
Yes, and then you got to start kind of rolling. Like you almost got to get the fourth line in the mix if they haven't been. Which St. Louis was really rolling lines. They did a good job of that. But yeah, that's why like the legendary Peter Klima, rest in peace. He scored, I think, triple overtime. Edmonton Oilers against the Bruins in the Cup Finals, 1990 or 91, and he hadn't played like in the second, third, or first overtime. And you know, that's the guy who gets the winner.
All right, so the other Game 7, Stars Avs, Saturday night. By the way, thank you so much for giving me the Avs as my future.
Oh, well, you were
really
motherfucking me all week.
Well, I mean, listen, it was. I said it was a fun ride for 2 games. The first 2 games were awesome, and then it just all fell apart. But it was an incredible series. I watched every second of the series. It was just like, I know I lost, but it was an incredible series. That Avs game though, like I don't want to call it a choke, but start with this. The penalty on Drury. I know people were debating it. That felt like just like an idiotic thing to do in the moment with 4 minutes left. He pulls down, who did he pull down?
Sagan,
yeah. He pulls him down from behind, like kind of right in front of the ref. I don't know you tell me if that was something that usually gets called. I just thought of it more as like, what are you doing, dude? Like, why are you doing this in this moment? You can't take a power play in this moment.
I think in the neutral zone, no penalty there. But in the defensive zone where Sagan could possibly get that loose puck, right off the hop, I was like, oh, I don't know, man. 3 minutes up, whatever it was, Game 7. But looking at it more, that's kind of a call that I don't disagree with the more I think about it. It was almost like desperation mode. Like, you know, he doesn't want to have to do that. He just gets on the wrong side of him, and it's panic mode. Felt bad for him. Like, you never want to see the guy, like, be in the box, right, for that moment. You almost feel bad, but I in the end kind of was like, all right, I get it. But if it was in the neutral zone and they call it, I think it's ridiculous. But with a possible scoring chance and a loose puck right there, I understood it.
Yeah.
What do you have to do to get called for a penalty in an overtime, especially like Game 7 overtime?
You would hope it would have to be just an assault, like a blatant, where even the fans of that team is like, that's a penalty, which never happens. I mean, every fan base, there's no penalties against their team that are the right call. But for me, it's got to be something like that, where it's really stopping a possible scoring chance, a possible, you know, chance for like a 2-on-1 in the neutral zone, a blatant trip when the guy has the puck. But if it's at all 50-50, put the whistles away.
And do players adjust their style of play knowing that? Like, this ref is not going to call me for the ticky-tack shit.
I think a little bit, I would say specifically in front of the net, where you can be maybe a little bit more vicious, right? Like, your cross-checks can get a little bit harder. You can lift up sticks a little bit harder. Like, things that are total, like, battle plays, 50-50 pucks, you're knowing, like, all right, I'm not going to get a call against me here. Yeah, obviously, if it goes haywire, or it's like usually ends up kind of being a high stick out of a battle. That's not on purpose, but it gets the guy up high in the chin, and the ref has to call it whether he's bleeding or not.
Yeah.
But at that moment, it's like you're playing so hard and so desperate. You're not even really worried about a penalty, because you're also considering, like, they're going to let us decide this thing 5-on-5, which is how it should be.
Yeah,
right.
I agree. Guys should have little, like, razor blades under their gloves, like in WWE. Like, just give yourself a little nick. It's bleeding. That's 4 minutes. Sit in the box.
Well, I think people have tried. They get a high stick, and then they're just scratching away, hoping to see some blood. I respect that.
Explain to us how, on the scale of, like, revenge games, the Mikko Rantanen game for a hat trick in Game 7 against a team he was on, 9 months ago?
I mean, he was traded, January-ish, February-ish.
Oh, so it was less than that.
Yeah,
I thought he was traded. Wasn't he traded to Hurricanes first?
Yes. Yeah. So they got him out of the East. They got him out of the Western Conference.
Right.
You know? And they're like, and the story kind of has come out that he really wanted to stay in Colorado. They wouldn't budge on the number. Now you're kind of getting different sides, but at the end of the day, all right, we're going to move on. And we think that Martin Necas can do what he does because of Nathan McKinnon at 2/3 the price or whatever it was. And that ended up being a movie. That was a movie script. I mean, not to mention that Carolina sends them back to the same division. They're already pretty much locked in stone to play each other first round. You know, McFarland, the GM of Colorado, had to be like, you know, puking when he saw that trade.
Mm-hmm.
But he went over there, and I want to say, 17, 18 points in like 20 games with Dallas regular season, right? Roughly around a point per game, but not the guy that you saw with McKinnon. And all of a sudden, he's a McKinnon merchant. He's a McKinnon merchant. He can't play without him. And then first 4 games of the series, I think it was a point, like nothing special. Like, where is this guy? Like, is he a McKinnon merchant? And oh my God, did this guy come alive. I mean, he had 11 points in game 5, 6, and 7 combined. And
Crazy.
To end up doing that, down 2 goals. How about this stat? I don't know if you guys heard this on the broadcast. Going into Colorado-Dallas game 7, 3 times a team had been down 2 goals in the third period in the history of the NHL playoffs in a game 7 and tied it up. It was Montreal in 79 against the Bruins. It was the Bruins in 2014 against the Leafs. And it was 2019 Sharks against the Vegas Golden Knights. It happened back-to-back nights, boys.
That's crazy.
3 times in the history of the league. So I'm looking at that game. McKinnon scores early in the third. I'm like, they got him. This is it. And something happened. Whether Rantanen told himself like I'm taking this game over. Whether the first goal got him going, which was a snipe bar down, and then I don't know. It's just one of the coolest storybook endings I've ever seen. And you got to think guys on the Avs on the plane after are just like, that did not just happen. Like, that guy was in our locker room like 35 games ago or whatever it was.
Yeah, he was an Av for 10 years, won a cup, got traded to the Hurricanes for 13 games, and then got traded to the Stars and then just beat them with a hat trick in game 7. That's insane.
And the craziest quote after was McKinnon, who it's quite obvious, like probably one of the most competitive guys in the league. Very demanding as a teammate, one of the greatest players I've ever seen. And after he said, yeah, we just lost to them. They didn't have their best defenseman and their best forward. Like, I don't know what we do now. Totally just like shell shock, disgusted, and to see his running mate, like his line mate, and the guy he did it all with when they did get their cup, be the hero. It was incredible. And the Rantanen, the craziest part was he had like 3 other amazing passes. Like, he could have had 7 points in the game. Like, he was just all over the ice, and he had to feel good. And I thought the coolest part was his interview after. I don't know if you guys saw on the bench, talking about like, I love those guys in those room, and we were enemies for 7 games, but I appreciate them. But just to get that win felt so good. It was a really good interview on the bench after.
Yeah. Are the Stars getting both those guys back?
I don't think it'll be for game 1, but it sounds like in the second round we'll see both of them. I think Dallas is going to be very hard to beat now. I think I think either team was. It was like that was kind of like a Western Conference final in the first round.
So I heard that the Glassbangers going to be back if they get to the Western Conference Finals, which will be huge.
Well, they
Dallas.
were letting them out of solitary confinement for Stars games, and then they were putting the Hannibal Lecter mask on him back in the solitary confinement. But Stars games he could come out, and they gave him a meal and he could watch.
Are you in favor of how they do the NHL playoffs with the new seeding? I know it's not new, but it's like, however many years it's happened. But like, you get a situation where it happened last year with the Stars and the Knights. Yep. It happens this year with the Avs and the Stars, where I think the Avs were the second best team on points in the Western Conference, and the Stars were the 4th. And it's like these 2 teams could be cup teams, and they have to play in the first round.
Yeah, I've flip-flopped back and forth. I'm kind of back to I don't hate it. And it does the one bad thing is what happens. And even Florida-Tampa was kind of similar. I mean, Florida ended up making that kind of discussion look foolish, winning in 5. But I'm back on the side of not hating it, because the first round, you get the most eyeballs on the first round. So you're kind of guaranteeing yourself, while it sucks for the team who loses, one incredible series. I mean, every analyst I saw said that series was going 7 games, and then it was a lock. So you're getting incredible hockey, and it sucks for the losing team. But you still have some awesome second round matchups. But it ends up also being pretty close to what it would be if it was 1 versus 8. The ideal situation, Big Cat, would be 1 versus 16, and it's no East and West, and it's like you could get the Canadians and the Bruins in the Cup final type thing.
I like that.
But they'll never do that based on the travel and the cost. So I understand the haters of it, but I also am like, first round, the viewership seems to almost die down a little bit. Maybe as like, warmer weather comes, it's just kind of natural. People aren't watching as much hockey. So the first round, you got some bangers.
Yeah, and there were a lot of bangers. So looking ahead to Golden Knights and Oilers in the second round, this is a must-win for your boys.
Yes.
You can't take a step back this year, right?
No, you can't. And some kind of off-season moves that were really questioned all year. Seeing what Holloway did in Broberg and St. Louis, and then seeing how much like Jeff Skinner struggled in Edmonton. It's like, oh, what the hell is going on? But something happened in Edmonton. Thank God for Jim Hiller, the coach of LA, who really, I don't know if I remember a coach kind of costing his team as much as he did. Like that series was done. That was over. I mean, that was 4 games of LA dominating, and it ends up 2-2, and LA and the Oilers found their game in Game 5. Same thing with Game 6. So now I'm believing again and thinking it could happen. This is a monster though. Like we're dealing with a Goliath, a team who also didn't play great. Minnesota had them on the ropes a little bit.
Yeah,
shocking in that series, but it's almost similar to what I feel about Edmonton getting by LA and finding their game. Vegas, you always got to win a series you maybe didn't deserve to win the cup, and Vegas might have just had that happen. So we're the underdogs, we being the Oilers. Mm-hmm. And I could say Biz says we for the Leafs. He never played for them. So let's get ahead of that one. But the Oilers are in one. But if you could steal one in Vegas, and the home ice advantage in Edmonton is bananas. And I know you saw a game in Montreal, PFD. How cool was that?
It was unreal. It was the craziest building I've ever been in my life. Nobody told me about it. No, I was completely unprepared for just how insane Montreal was going to be.
Yeah.
But God damn it, do I respect them?
Yep.
Like fuck them, but also like I'll take my hat off because you guys are the loudest crowd I've ever heard in my life. Is Edmonton, is that the same vibe up there as it is in Montreal?
Yeah, I think that the Montreal fans within the play get a little like they're crazy reacting to small good plays, true hockey knowledge.
I thought they were cheering for penalties. I thought that there was a penalty call that I didn't see, and that's why the crowd was going nuts. But no, it was just like a 20-foot pass.
No, you can block a shot and chip it off the glass and out, and you're getting a cheer. And Edmonton's the same way. I think that the difference is kind of Edmonton has this Rogers Place. Is it Rogers Arena? I always mess those up. Them in Vancouver, but they have this enormous new spaceship arena where Montreal, the Bell Center. I mean, the seats are like this, and I'm just showing how vertical they are. And it's a smaller, older building. Like the concourses are brutal. It's like you're back in 1980, but it creates this atmosphere that's unmatched.
Yeah, when they're yelling at you in French, it sounds like a little bit polite, and then you realize what they said, and they're like, "Wow, these guys are fucking mean."
Tabernacle.
But
back to Edmonton, quick guys. I said this on the stream the other night. It's betting Rory to win the Masters. Like I know you guys dog me, and I gotta continue to listen to it, but McDavid's winning a cup. He's winning a cup. So
this year?
When? I'm taking him every friggin' year. Same way I was taking Rory every single year.
Wait, all right. I actually have we want to talk about the East, but give me this because I took the Avs and they lost, so I don't have any futures or anything left in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm going to start rooting for storylines. I know McDavid is at the top of the list, but give me a couple other guys who, like, if they win, it's like, damn, this was awesome for them. They deserve to win a cup.
Number 1, Jamie Benn.
Okay,
that's
Stars.
That's kind of my player right now who doesn't have one that I feel like, God, that guy deserves one. I think, I don't know, 16 years in, 17 maybe a little less, but been a warrior, a beast, a true captain, a leader, and he's done it like teammates love him. He's done it for so long that if Dallas were to get one, that's kind of my guy. I'm like, all right, Jamie Benn deserves that. Like, what a way for him to play the end out, right? He's probably, maybe 3 years left, 2 years left. I don't know exactly. I shouldn't speak for him, but that's one guy. What are some other amazing? I mean, the Leafs. The
Leafs in general.
The Leafs in general, 1967. I think it'll be the end of Chicklets. Biz is completely lost in the sauce right now. The Maple Leafs. I don't know if you guys caught our interview with Matthew Tkachuk. Did you see how that went down?
I saw the start of it when he came on, and Biz looked like he was gonna cry.
No, it was crazy. So Jans was disgusted. Like it was a contentious moment after the pod because Jans surprises us with Matthew Tkachuk, one of the biggest names in the league, and he comes on. And the minute I saw his face, like I'm like, Biz is not Chiclet's host right now. He's on the Maple Leafs and he's about to play you. And so I knew what was coming, but I could see Keith's face like, Biz is he's on the Leafs, and so he's giving it to him, and Matthew Tkachuk's kind of just like dodging questions a little bit and being professional. But that is going to be a war. I cannot wait for that series. I don't think the Leafs can do it. I think Florida is just the fact they added Brad Marchand, guys. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a player fit more perfectly into a team than the way he's kind of come into this team of rats and dirtbags. And that's a compliment, by the way.
Yeah.
And he's there now, and they bully teams. And I think if the Leafs beat them, they might win the cup. Like, that's how scared I am. So we'll see what happens. But it's
that
a
would
great
be bad
storyline
for you. That would be bad. Yeah, the we were laughing about the Lightning Panthers series where it was just they were just trading off like guys getting suspended for knocking another guy out.
Yes.
And then Hagel came back from injury and then knocked someone else, or
and
they
got
were just
knocked
going
out.
back and forth. He got knocked out. Yeah.
So I think this is a real stat, but if the Leafs win 2 more rounds in these playoffs, they will then tie the Buffalo Sabres for the amount of playoff series victories since the year 2000. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God!
Sabres have been bad.
And the Sabres have
The
been
Sabres
real
have made
bad.
the playoffs for 14 years.
Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. So the Panthers, you think they could bully the Leafs? Because you look at the Leafs as a self-admitted hockey casual. I look at especially their power play, and I'm like, how do these guys not score 7 goals a game?
Yeah.
But are they tough? Can they hold up to the Panthers?
Their D can. They made a conscious effort to bring in some big, strong, tough defensemen. Oliver Ekman-Larsson was amazing for the Panthers last year. He comes over. They trade for Brandon Carlo from the Bruins, just a stay-at-home shutdown guy. Chris Tanev was the big deal that he ends up signing there. Jake McCabe's a beast. He's played for a while. So their D are big, strong, physical. It's the Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Bennett, Brad Marchand up front, where, I mean, I'm not even bringing up Barkov, even though he's like just strong and can't get him off the puck. But those forwards, when I look at those guys next to Marner, Nylander, Matthew Nyes is a very strong, big guy, can skate. And I don't think Matthew shies away from contact at all. But when you look at the forward groups, you look at the big, strong bully, and then you look at some really skilled kind of kids out at the playground, but possibly could be like really intimidated when the going gets tough. I could be wrong, and the Leafs have never really shown that in all these years. We'll see though. Like if they could do this, it's a possibility that the curse breaks.
So I respect you flip-flopping. You said that you're now picking the Capitals to beat the Hurricanes in the second round. I know Biz flip-flopped too.
Yep.
I want to say I respect your flip-flop. I don't respect Biz's because if he's right and the Caps win and the Leafs win, then he's going to flip back to picking against me in the next round. So like looking ahead, I don't want Biz's fake friendship. I'll take your friendship. But I'm excited about this series because I feel like it's going to be maybe the best series out of all 4, how these 2 teams match up.
I think it's going to be great. It's Carolina's speed versus and I don't think Washington's a slow team at all, but they're physical. And Tom Wilson is a unicorn. I mean, that guy literally just changed a series in the first round with one of the biggest hits I've ever seen. And then he has an incredible game 5. He scores a big goal. And he's just somebody that like nobody else has a guy like him. He's way more skilled than people realize. He had over 30 goals this year, and he's running around literally trying to kill people. And it's like hats off to you, buddy.
Yeah.
And there is no one who can answer him on Carolina. And, that's not really a chirp at anyone. They're a smaller team. They're fast. They're skilled. But I think Washington can really kind of beat them up. Like even Pierre-Luc Dubois is a big centerman. He can move. He can play physical. So it's like, can Aho, can Seth Jarvis, can these guys outskill them? I don't know if it's possible. We'll wonder too, like, Anderson's a great goalie, but he always gets injured. Logan Thompson has a lot to prove. He lost his starting job, and Vegas goes on to win the cup. that's why I was very surprised when he got injured in Game 3 and was ready to go Game 4. And Grinelli was the one to say on the show, like, he doesn't want to have it. He doesn't want to get Wally pipped again, and I get it. And he was great. So I think it's going to be a great series. But that's one where I'm like, I don't know if physically the Canes can play with Washington.
Maybe have Svechnikov try to run it back with Ovi.
See,
go
that
9
didn't
rounds
go well.
with Ovi
That
again.
did not go well. That did not go well.
Here's one bad thing if you're doing like Team of Destinies. One name that we forgot, Brent Burns on the Hurricanes. He's a guy.
Yep.
Who, if he lifted the cup, everyone would be like, he's like 41 years old.
Yep.
And you'd be like, holy shit.
And he has I think 45 pets. He's got snakes. He's got lizards.
No shit.
He's
a snake guy?
Crazy. It's crazy. He's
I don't
an
trust
animal.
a snake guy.
What?
Psycho, though. You don't want to fuck with a snake.
No, snake guys are fucked up.
Oh, yeah. Brent Burns is an animal. That's another guy that really deserves a cup. Carolina fans are kind of always all over Biz and I gave them a bunch of props. I'm like, they got Rantanen, they got a true game breaker, and all those fans tell me, Aho. I'm like, I love Aho, but he's like one little notch beneath like the true superstars, and so I don't even think if Carolina gets by Washington, like they can win the cup. And maybe I'm wrong. I mean, they've won around 7 years in a row. That's kind of crazy how hard that is to do. But do they have the team to actually like win it all? And I think they've been swept in the past 2 or 3 Eastern Conference Finals that they've gotten to.
Yeah. Watching this Caps team play all season long, it's made me feel things about the Caps I haven't felt since 2018.
Yep.
The way they play, and I think that a lot of it, there's like 2 guys. One guy that never gets any shine is Carlson on defense.
He's
but the
still
guy,
incredible, man.
He's just been rock solid for like 12 years.
Yeah.
He just checks in, checks out every day, doesn't fuck anything up. He's a great player. And then Dylan Strome has been playing as good as anybody in these playoffs. He's had, I forget how many games in a row he's had a point in. But what is it about a guy like that is able, the game is like almost slowed down for him. And it feels like he's just connecting everybody on off. He makes that offense go.
He does. And he almost slows down the game. Like, he's not an afterburner, right? He's just crazy hockey IQ, great passer, and he's able to slow it down, right? Like, he's able to open up lanes by holding on to it for that split second longer than most guys would, just to have a lane open up. And the way Backstrom was with Ovi, it's like Strome's kind of come in there and made it look very similar, which is wild. I mean, it goes back, I think last time when I was with you guys, Chicago didn't qualify him. Chicago just had to give him a qualifying offer. And he's, gone on to do these amazing things in Washington. I think that, like, Mangiapane is another guy. Like, he comes over from Calgary and he's just a solid hockey player. He's on your third line. Like, they have guys that just, they get the job done. Like, you're talking about Carlson. Like, Carberry knows what he's getting every night from some of these guys, and they've all bought in. And I know every team that's made it this far, they have a close group. And even every team that's in the playoffs, like these locker rooms, they're like brothers. They love each other. But the clips after, when Carberry's talking to this team, it's like, that looks like the craziest, best atmosphere I've ever seen in a room. I mean, they announced that Nick Dowd signed a contract extension. He chugged a beer, and they're all like chanting for him. It's just,
we got
hilarious.
Juicy J back there. Juicy J's like introducing our team.
Juicy J, they reached out to Chicklets. They want to come on. They want to come on and talk about like their connection with Ovi and the Capitals. We're trying to figure that one out.
By the way, special shout out to Strome because he's a big AWL.
Yep.
Met him in the Bahamas.
Great guy.
Yeah,
man.
Great dude.
There's also the rookie that we just called up, Ryan Leonard, the guy that basically went from like he was in college class in the morning and then he played a game against the Bruins for the Capitals tonight. I've been watching him play. I don't know how much of him you've seen, Whit, but my theory on him is this kid is really, really close to being great. He's all over the place. He's like hitting people. He's on the puck all the time. I feel like if he gets put maybe on a different line, you might see him explode into like being one of the great talents in the league in the not so distant future because he's so close to making all these great plays. I
think he's going to have a 15 to 20 year career, even if that sounds crazy, that where he's a legitimate top line player. I've actually seen him play very closely the last 2 years when he was at Boston College, and he's just dominant. Kind of shocked he didn't win the Hobey Baker this year, but I knew he would hop right in. I was saying last year when they announced he was going back to BC, I said, well, he'll be on the Capitals in April. And I didn't expect the Caps to have this type of team or this type of season. But even with them being a playoff team and top team in the East, I knew he'd step in. And yeah, the goals haven't come, but the way he's playing, and to have a guy who's that skilled, even though he's this young, on your third line, that shows how deep they are. But he won't be a third liner for long. And who knows? Maybe it does change somewhere in the playoffs where they move him up. But he's played great. He's played smart, and he's always been tenacious. He's always been somebody that like kind of lives and thrives off contact and playing mean. So I think you got a great player there. It's amazing to see. And you didn't even need protests in the first round. So
I know.
Now he's back. It's wild. It's crazy to see what the Capitals have done in a year where last year it looked like, how did they even make the playoffs? Oh, they're done. This is the Ovi goal chase and nothing, and boom, they're cup contenders.
All right, I want to get I want to get some people mad on Twitter. So give us. There's 8 teams left.
Yep.
Rank them 1 through 8. If you had to put your life on the line, chances to win the cup. 1 through 8.
Oh man, this is going to get me in trouble.
I know. That's what we're trying to do.
So this isn't with my heart. This is with I have to survive.
No, this is just This is just have to survive.
Dallas?
And if any teams from 5 through 8 win, then you're dead.
Florida 1.
Okay.
Dallas 2.
Okay.
Vegas 3. Washington 4. Edmonton 5.
Wow, you really don't believe it.
Yeah, that's sad.
Damn.
Winnipeg 6. Carolina 7. Who am I forgetting?
Leafs 8. That makes sense. Leafs 8's perfect.
You know what? Guys, I can admit Edmonton's an underdog here. And if they get through Vegas and I come back on, like if they beat Vegas, they're number 1. They are.
Okay.
But they immediately jump from 5 to 1.
Yes.
All right. So 6. I'll give you 6, 7, 8. If 6, 7, or 8 win, then you're dead.
That sucks. But
it does suck.
But the life insurance my wife will get, she might end up like not being that sad.
Yeah, deal's a deal. How was the birthday party? You had your 1-year-old's birthday party today.
Yeah, we did.
We were texting about it.
Just family came over. If you invite non-family to a 1-year-old birthday party, every person you invite hates your guts.
Yes.
They don't want to go. They don't want to go.
And there's no reason to have a birthday party outside of family for a kid that's 1, 2, or even 3 because they don't have friends yet.
No, they don't have friends.
Like they just have kids that if they go to like preschool or something, they have kids they play next to.
Yes.
And
they fight when they're together.
Right.
But we got a taco truck because my wife's family's huge, so that everyone was over. A taco truck came. And, I tried the tacos first, and then my wife asked me to do something, and then she comes back, and I'm trying the quesadillas. And I didn't leave that taco truck, Dan. I didn't leave it.
I love it. Hey, do you have any thoughts about the NBA playoffs?
No. I saw that Houston came back. They were down 3-1. I could give a fuck.
Bad news for you. They're out.
I'm so sick of the commercial with the 3 OKC guys that are in the same goddamn outfit, and I'm sick of that thing. And I just don't get, and I get the popularity of the NBA, but watching the first round of the Cup playoffs and then clicking over to games, I'm like, how is this more popular?
There were some good first round series.
Yeah, like the Nuggets Clippers series
was an awesome series.
Yeah, I was really dialed into that.
Yeah. What about LeBron saying that he wasn't? Did you like that move where after he got eliminated, he had his team put out that he wouldn't have played Game 6 if it had gone
classic.
Game 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw the most, I don't know what's the word, like embarrassing clip. That's not what I'm trying to think of. But when he went down on that flop, I mean, there wasn't a teammate. He didn't have a teammate even look at him.
No,
like that's a sign of like, oh, I do not want to be on this guy's team anymore.
Yeah.
So Big Cat just had a kidney stone. I had one about a month ago.
I saw Jerry O'Connell out. Like, is this a bit?
No, dude, I spent 3 hours. I was in between T-ball and a birthday party yesterday was the emergency room.
Yeah, somebody on Part of My Take is spitting a kidney stone out of their dick once a month, and that's our pattern that we're on. Is that upper or lower body injury?
Also, tell us that. Yeah.
I'm going lower body, boys.
Okay.
When you got to pass something through your hog, that's lower body.
And wait, you know me well enough. Do you think I would want to spend fucking Derby Saturday in an emergency room for a bit? That's not something I
Very
would have
true.
gone. I would have gone on Wednesday and taken a picture or something. I literally, you could see I had a picture from my son's t-ball, and 2 hours later, same shit, just laying on a bed, and I was like, this fucking sucks.
But you
Losing
guys
money.
may need to
gonna
somebody
reassess.
check the walls of that office. Is there
gonna reassess.
asbestos in there or something?
Well,
Does that
PFT and I
cause kidney stones?
PFT and I do dock after every single episode. Before we leave, we put our penises together.
We power
That
up.
might be part of it.
Yeah.
That's definitely what it is, guys.
Yeah.
So it's a quick sword fight over the toilet, and then you just slap hogs and then call it a night. Another great episode.
Yeah, you recharge. That's how we generate our energy on this show. Wait, I got a question for you. I need your advice on how to handle somebody online. So back in, I think it was December or January, I was tweeting about the Caps, and somebody replied Caps stink. They're not going to do anything. I'll bet you $500 they don't make it out of the first round this year. I said, okay, handshake emoji. This person replied, handshake emoji. To me, that constitutes a bet, right?
Yep.
I'd forgotten about it,
100%
and
does.
I checked the bookmarks, and I was like, oh shit, I forget. I bet this guy $500. This random guy online. He then tries to welch out on the bet, and he's like, no, I'm not going to pay up. And then I say, okay, tell you what, I'll even meet you halfway. Donate the $250 to charity, and then I'll match with $250 to charity on my own. And then he starts to claim that he's being harassed by people.
Oh,
because
the classic. The classic.
Yeah, that's where he just really lost.
And he's like, I got people that are threatening to dox my family. Nobody's threatening to dox anybody's family. So then I told him, tell you what, I'll pay the full $500 to charity. You just have to change your bio to say I'm a loser that welches out on bets and nobody should take a word I say seriously for a year. He's gone radio silent since then. I don't know what to do with this guy because if you can't trust the integrity of a random person online with a fake account, I don't know what we're doing anymore. That was come on, man. You ruined it for everybody else.
I had a guy reach out to me before the Four Nations, and I was talking a lot of Team USA shit, and he said, hey, I'll bet you get $1,000 if USA wins. I get 500 if Canada wins. And here's my Venmo, and it was on a DM. And I said, dude, done deal. And the minute McDavid scored that goal, sitting in my seat at the Garden, I got on Venmo and I sent that man his $500.
Yeah.
Man of honor.
And that's the difference between me and the guy that you met online that is now saying he's being harassed by people when he definitely isn't being harassed.
When I saw that one today, when he was like, I'm getting doxxed and harassed, I was like, he's not a serious person.
He said I was about to pay the $250 to charity.
Yeah, bullshit.
But then I had people threatening to dox me, so now I'm not going to do it. But I was this close to doing it.
Hey, that's
Bullshit.
something. If he's
Bullshit.
your buddy, he's got a buddy listening right now.
Yeah.
How do you be friends with somebody like that?
No.
You got to pay your bets.
That's
you
just
have to pay your bets.
He called you out.
Yeah,
Right.
he called me out. And then, listen, he is a serial caller outer of other people. I've seen his history. This is what he does. And now he can't take it when he's wrong. I mean,
And you responded too with the handshake emoji.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the thing is we all get a bunch of random bets thrown our way.
Yep.
I don't take them, but if I take them, I'll let you know I took it.
I did handshake emoji, and then he said handshake emoji.
And-
to me, in a court of law, that's a bet.
That's
Yeah.
a bet, and I guarantee you, this is a LeBron James fan.
Yeah.
Yep, probably.
Absolutely. LeBron's
He's
sexual.
got jerseys. He's been a LeBron guy.
All right, Whit, we're going to let you go because Biz is actually about to wrap up.
Awesome.
I got one last question for you. Roback question, rhoback.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, roback.com, promo code TAKE. We got to make sure Hank is still here. I think he's still here. He's in Scottsdale for the Bet Gala. Did you hear Whit? Hank is such a big hockey fan that when the playoffs started, he said that he found out the Bruins weren't in it because he looked at the schedule and didn't see them. That's when he found out.
Hank and I are exact opposites, our feelings towards our respective leagues. And Hank, I guess I can ask you, do you watch all right, so say the Bruins are in and you're watching their games. Are you watching NBA games and wow, this is so much better than the NHL game I had on last night? Or do you admit that wow, hockey's that much more exciting in the first round at least?
Hockey playoffs can't be beat. Hockey playoffs.
Okay. All right. That's all I
cannot
need to
be
hear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no, I mean, it can't.
My other hockey takeaway, which I am sure real hockey heads will hate it, but it doesn't matter about the team or the play styles. I don't like the warm weather teams, the Floridas, the Carolinas. I don't like them advancing. When they advance, I lose interest completely.
So that's like you're like 80. Like you're like he's like an old guy who during the original 6, he's like, it's cold weather sport.
Yeah.
He's the perfect market research for when it's like, when the Stars and the Panthers play in the finals, everyone's like, well, the ratings are going to be terrible.
I know.
Because Hank's turned it off.
I kind of get it. And then I
agree.
I also get that not only when the teams like that are playing in the finals, it's also June 15th, and people are like, dude, I'm going to the beach. Like the hockey season going to when it does really upsets a lot of people, including myself and players. Like, start earlier. And yeah, you're dealing with the NFL. Don't play games Sundays. And I guess Saturday's college football, but I just think hockey should end at the end of May.
If hockey was smart, and this is something the NBA should do too, is that they should basically take 2 days in the fall when the NFL's going on, have it be like Tuesday night and Friday night are hockey nights.
Which
like
Tuesday night and Thursday night are their nights. So yes,
I know, but the whole league. I'm saying the whole league plays, and they don't play on the weekends in football season. So it's like when it's because then it would feel like an event where it's like we know it's Tuesday, we know it's Friday, the entire league's playing.
Yeah. Also, guys, shout out hockey. The NBA, I believe, is copying the Four Nations success.
Yep, they are. They are.
Yeah.
I saw Adam Silver talk about. I mean, remember I came on and I said they had guys jumping through hula hoops, pulling lighted fire sticks out of their mouth as Matthew Tkachuk was fighting off the opening faceoff against Canada. So now I believe the NBA is going to take a page out of the NHL's book and go best on best international.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. I like it because we better win. If we don't win,
we have to win.
We have to win.
So I kind of like that USA basketball doesn't just kill everyone now.
Yeah, no, it's more fun. It's definitely
better.
More entertaining. Yeah,
because
France is awesome.
You can get angrier when they lose.
Yeah,
it's like we're supposed to be the United States and we can't win this game.
Yeah, and you can welch on a bet on Twitter and just screw over somebody that had bet you that Serbia wouldn't have beat the United States.
Real quick, which of the warm weather hockey cities would you consider to be the best hockey town?
I think Dallas.
Yeah.
I think Dallas. They those playoff games, it's crazy. That arena gets loud. Sneaky LA Kings are awesome. And they were the best home team in the league. Oilers just dominated Game 5. But LA and Dallas kind of stick out. And the Panthers fans have come on here. They've made these games a complete party. They have a bar in there, the Panther Bar, I believe it's called, the Panther Club. When the game ends, you don't have to leave. It stays open till 3 in the morning in the arena.
That's pretty cool.
That's very Florida.
Yeah, it's very
awesome.
Florida.
All right, Whit, thank you. You're the best, and maybe I'll just start rooting for the Oilers again.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah,
I would appreciate
Their
that.
games are just so late, but
I know, dude.
They're so
my
late.
wife said the other day, you had to pick them. I'm like, well, it all started because I played there and really, even though they couldn't stand me, the fan base, I could tell how crazy it was. And then watching McDavid, I'm like, I've made this clear on this podcast. I just love watching the guy play. So yeah, I'm all in. And some of these games, they're supposed to start at 10, and then ESPN ticker during the first game's puck drop 10:40. You're like, oh my god, and then it goes to overtime.
Yeah, brutal. But that's commitment.
Is Oilers girl? Is she still around?
We've not addressed this or talked about it, considering our fan base almost left spitting chicklets when Oilers girl was a story last year. People were disgusted and appalled. So Oilers girl does not get brought up any longer.
What about the woman? I think she might be an Asian woman who dresses up like the Cup. She rocks.
Oh, yeah, she rocks, but she's not flashing the arena and then having us bring her on the show to talk about her boobs.
She looks like the
Tin
Man.
What about the girl Biz tweeted yesterday who had the craziest Twitter profile I think I've ever seen in my entire life?
The Stars chick?
Yeah. And what an amazing, Biz, just DM her hi and try to like, get it that way. Like, you're obviously like
only Biz would have the scouting report of the boobs that were going to be on national television like 24 hours in advance. He's like, hey, heads up, guys. This is going to be a storyline.
he's like, there are some cannons coming tonight, boys.
He's like trying to make her a star, and instead of just hitting her up, be like, "Hey, what's your number?
Hey, what's your number? Come to Atlanta. I'm working TNT for the next 4 months.
All right, Whit, we'll talk to you. Everyone tune in to Spin Chicklets. They're going to get into it with Jens and Biz, Ian Grinelli, even more. And they do the live stream they did on Thursday, I want to say, where they had Kachuk, they had Will Arnett. It was so entertaining.
It was awesome.
So they have the best hockey stuff all playoffs long. So
also,
go
guys,
subscribe.
so I know you dog my work ethic. I think I work very hard.
Oh yeah,
I think I work very, very hard.
Yeah, for a month and a half.
Thank you. And what I love about the playoffs is like we're going to start recording right now at midnight. That's not a big deal to you guys, but for me. And I'm like, I am a fucking grinder. Like when people's like, hey, how's chickens? I'm like, dude, I'm just like really, really tired, man. I'm just grinding my dick off, staying up, watching the Oilers, and then recording, talking about hockey. I'm basically like drilling for oils in the middle of the Mediterranean.
That's how it feels.
All right,
podcasting's not easy. All right,
Stick
thanks,
taps, Whitney.
We'll
see you guys.
Ryan Whitney was brought to you by Aura Frames. Mother's Day gifts can be a little predictable, a little bit boring, but Aura Frames were named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter. Aura Frames are guaranteed to mix things up this year. I got my mom some Aura Frames for Christmas last year. She loves it. It's got unlimited storage, so you can share as many photos as you want from your phone to mom's Aura Frame. Not only will she be grateful that it's not another gift card, she'll also love that an Aura Frame means she gets to see more of you. I can take pictures on my phone. I can upload them to my mom's Aura Frame in her living room right now, and she'll be like, oh, there's a new picture of Blake that I get to look at every day. She absolutely loves it. Your moms will love it. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver Mat frame. That's AURA frames.com, promo code PMT. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, let's wrap up the show. We promised everyone. We got the Jordon of the week. We got the kidney stones of the week.
Stones.
Yeah, I mean, I told you, PFT, when you had your stones, it's like the torch is now back to me because we've been doing this for years now where you get it, I get it, you get it, I get it. We go back and forth.
We're the number one kidney stone influencers in the world. You realize?
Yeah.
We're your influencers.
Are you nervous though? Because so how it happened, I had one in November, I want to say, and then you got yours like 2 weeks ago. Are you nervous that I took it back so quickly? Now it's up to you again.
I think that our kidneys are just made of gravel at this point because they said that you had multiple ones, right?
Yeah, I've got a couple again.
I've got multiple, so it's going to rear its ugly head somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, listen, life is what happens to me in between pissing rocks out of my urethra.
Yeah, I think the worst part of this one, I mean, once you have them, you kind of know the plan. So that's the only nice thing is like, I went to the hospital again because I was like, my stomach feels like it's going to explode. My back feels like it's going to explode. I think it's a kidney stone, but what if it's not? And then as soon as I got the CT scan and they're like, yeah, you got kidney stones, I was like, I'll take it from here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, just hand me the papers. I'm out of here.
Well, you know what you need by now. It's like you check in and you're like, I just need the Toradol.
Yeah.
And I'll be out just real quick. When I went in last time.
Give me the Flomax. I'll piss my pants. Like, let's just do it.
They didn't give you the ultrasound, did they?
No, it was a CT scan or CAT scan, yeah.
Yeah, so I got the ultrasound on my scrotum when I went in there last time.
Yeah.
That was very awkward to do.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, congratulations, it's a boy.
This one, that is very awkward. Mm-hmm. This one was a little interesting, too, because I was just sitting there losing all my horse races, all Kentucky Derby Saturday. And then also I had the extra added part of, like, I'm not trying to say I'm a hero, but I went from my son's T-ball game to the ER to then taking my son to a birthday party. And in between, he was just like, where'd you go? And I was like, I got rocks in my belly again. And he, deadpan, was just like, are you eating rocks? He asked me that. He's like, how are you getting them? Are you eating them?
Kind of.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
Sodium is kind of a rock, I guess.
Yeah. I think this one, I'll say this. I think I'm going to start making some lifestyle changes.
Like what?
I'm thinking I don't know. I think I'm going to get a dietitian.
I'm going to eat salad.
A nutritionist.
I've committed to eating salad every day.
You're going to ignore them?
No, Hank, That was really disrespectful. I'm trying to have a moment
Why
of
would you?
weakness.
Why would you just say I'm going to start eating healthy? Like your answer solution was like get a dietitian, but you still need to eat healthy.
I understand, but I need someone to tell me what to do.
Eat healthy.
Okay. I am not going to do that on my own volition. I need someone to basically be like, here's what you can and cannot eat. Don't be a shithead. Like, maybe like, you know what I need to do is I need to do, remember when people figured out that cigarettes were bad?
I still don't believe that.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of bunk.
I need to just put like a picture of my kids next to like every pint of ice cream I eat at night.
So you have to look at them? Yeah.
I still will eat the ice cream. I'll probably
But you'll feel sad. You'll feel sad when you do it.
I'll probably just, what will end up happening is I'll probably just save a little for them. Be like, oh yeah, my kids want some ice cream too.
Yeah, it's you're not going to make any changes really. What I've determined to do is like at least think about ordering a salad every day. Having one salad a day is a pretty good compromise that you can make with yourself. But I tried doing that last week, and last week they dropped it off at the wrong door here at the office. So I thought that they just didn't drop it off.
Right.
And so then I just had 3 Uncrustables for lunch. So like at the very, very smallest point of inconvenience, I will completely throw my diet
you'll fold
out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've no resolve when it comes to that. But listen, man, they probably told you the same thing, which is, and if you're a female listener, especially a listener who maybe has given birth before, please don't listen to this. But the doctors have told us that it's more painful than giving birth, which we'll never say. I will never say that publicly. Just because I know that will make some people very upset. But they did tell me that it's more painful than giving birth.
Listen, this time is a little different than my last time. This time I've had random bouts of nausea and just puked twice the last 2 days where it's like I was just sitting, minding my own business in my house, and just all of a sudden felt like I had taken a shot of tequila, like the 14th drink of the night. And just, so I have morning sickness too.
Yeah.
So it is harder than pregnancy.
All of it.
Yeah, it's harder than pregnancy. Yeah, either way, this podcast, we do podcasts and we do kidney stones. And I think we are, I captioned it, we're built differently, and then parentheses poorly.
Poorly.
We're just built poorly.
But also our urethras are strong.
True.
Like, they're iron. They're
True.
titans. Like
Probably the strongest dick holes of any podcast.
Yeah, and dick tubes.
Adam 21, is he still 22? 22? Adam 22?
I was going to say maybe out and about.
Out and about, yeah. Well, we're at least the Mount Rushmore of dick holes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Also, shout out all of our listeners who've had this, because we have a lot of listeners who hit us up every time this happens.
We did discuss getting all of our kidney stones together, putting them in a little ball, and then engraving them, and then doing a little miniature lotto ball machine out of all the stones.
Or either that or getting them PSA graded and knowing that Darren Ravel will probably purchase them.
How much do you think a kidney stone, if we had like 3 of yours, 2 of mine, and we got them graded, and they were like condition 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think 5 of those bad boys would run for?
A good amount.
Auction for charity.
I think a good amount. Yeah.
20K.
20K?
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I could pay for my nutritionist. I'm going to get a nutritionist right in your face, Hank. Watch out. Watch out. It's going to happen.
I don't doubt that you're going to get a nutritionist. I believe you there.
Okay, so
I have
do doubt that he'll follow.
We actually agree in everything. So yeah, no, we're in 100% agreement.
The bottom line is there's something that both me and Big Cat do that is absolutely destroying our insides.
It's podcasting.
We're getting our guts rearranged by something.
Listen, I've had I've floated the theory before that there could be a chance, like in 10 years. We get a like, hey, do you know how bad podcasting was for these guys? Like the CTE crisis for the NFL. Mm-hmm. Bob Lay's gonna come out of retirement and have to do an E60 and be like, these guys put their lives on the line every single day, and podcasting has them both dead at 50.
So there's one person that Big Cat and I spend more time with than anybody else on earth.
Yeah,
who is that? Hank. And
Tell the truth.
And Hank mysteriously has not received a single kidney stone.
Tell the truth. Are you putting rocks in our food?
No, I'm just mixing in some vegetables every now and then.
Okay, because it would actually be hilarious if Hank was like, long con guys, I've been putting little pebbles in all of your food
every day.
I would respect the fuck out of that.
See, if you go back in time, like when cavemen got kidney stones, they probably thought that they were dying.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you do that thought crosses your brain. Like,
They might have just died.
is this the big one?
Yeah.
But fortunately, I think Big Cat, your stones are small enough where they don't have to shoot the laser beam up there.
Yeah, I've somehow kept right underneath the threshold. It's 5 millimeters, and I've got right now in my stomach a 4 and a 3 cooking around.
Mm-hmm.
So
You don't want to get up to the 5.
no, I do not. All right, that's enough stone talk. Until next time, whenever PFT gets his next.
It
You're
literally
on the
could
clock.
be any second.
Yeah, we need the draft music. PFT Adam Scheffler needs to report that I had a kidney stone, and PFT, you're officially back on the clock.
Or a sign in the studio. It has been X amount of days since we've had a kidney stone on this podcast.
You
okay,
think me or Max will get one first?
Max,
for sure.
for sure. Yeah, it's not even really a question. You're active enough. You visit your 18 children.
Some guy had a very mean tweet that made me laugh. That got I don't even follow this person. But it got so much traction. It ended up on my timeline. Hold on, I gotta find it.
I saw that one. Accused you of it said like Barstool Sports is. I respect them because they just hire a bunch of guys with gout.
Yeah, hold on. I'm kidding. I was like, dude, it's a kidney stone, not gout. I will get gout eventually. It is from 7-Eleven Truther. He said Barstool Sports is cool. It's like BuzzFeed only employed. It's like if BuzzFeed only employed men with gout.
Mm-hmm. Now that is true to a certain extent.
Yeah,
I'm
shout out
sure
that guy. Good burn.
We probably have a higher percentage of gout than BuzzFeed
Oh well, Large has more gout than anyone in the world.
and kidney stones.
Yeah.
yeah. So that you got us there, but it's something interesting that I noticed too when I had my stone is that kidney stone quote tweets go viral.
Oh yeah,
Like 5 different guys went viral hating on me for making fun of Joel Embiid.
yeah.
And listen, if you're looking for clout, if you're looking to put some numbers up, go searching for dudes with kidney stones because it'll certainly get you some engagement.
Oh, anytime I step to the plate and being like, I'm having this health issue, there is obviously a lot of AWLs and fans who are very nice and reach out and they're like, but I would say 50% of the responses are I'm just a piñata, and they step right up. And they're like, you posted donuts 4 hours ago, dude.
Yeah, it's true.
And they just tee off on you.
Donuts have nothing to do with kidney stones.
Yeah. All right. The big story, though. Jordon. Hank? PFT, why don't you explain the news story?
Okay, so the news story regarding Jordon, who we support,
We love. She's a bad bitch. She's a boss lady.
we stan.
And, people got to back off.
So apparently the latest thing is that, not only did she get Hard Knocks allegedly taken away from UNC because she demanded to be listed as an executive producer, but apparently she also forced her way into the Dunkin' commercial with Ben Affleck.
Wait, just like a regular Dunkin'
No, it was
commercial in the middle of the week that you're watching?
It was a Super Bowl commercial.
Oh.
Dunkin' Super Bowl commercial.
Those are expensive.
They're very expensive. So she decided that she was going to be in it, and she was in it. She was fist pumping in the background next to Ben Affleck, next to Bill Belichick.
She get paid?
She did get paid.
Oh.
Yeah, she got paid to be in the commercial for sure. But they said that she forced her way in, and that they've never seen anything like it. I think that this is just mean because if you work,
who's they too? Like this seems alleged to me. This seems like piling on.
It does seem like piling on because if you work in Hollywood and you work in like big budget commercials, I'm sure that people force their way into commercials all the time.
Yeah, I feel like this is the third they've never seen anything like it of the week for Jordon.
Yeah.
So actually, she is someone that we've never seen before. She's so exceptional. Like when bronsexuals say witness, we're witnessing greatness right now.
She's putting up numbers like nobody else before.
She's doing things that no one's ever seen.
Here's the quote. She forced her way in, but Bill saw it as a way for her to get paid. Good boyfriend move by Bill.
Good boyfriend move.
People said they've never seen anything like it, the source said. So this is the source saying that people said they've never seen anything like it. So now we're dealing with 2 anonymous sources.
Right.
The anonymous source is quoting vague anonymous sources.
Yeah, and also if you're wondering, Hank, will anyone speak up for Jordon outside of us? Because we do. Her ex-boyfriend actually did, and he happens to be 64 years old.
That's irrelevant to the story, I think.
Everyone's got a type, right?
I spit up when I saw his picture.
It was funny. He looks like what's the guy from Bloodline and from Friday Night Lights, the coach?
Taylor Rooks.
Yeah, Hank, you met him. Little behind the scenes part of my take story. This is like maybe week 2 of doing Part of My Take, and we were
No, this was summer 2016. This was the first summer.
okay.
when
So
I was living at home.
like month 2 of Part of My Take, and we were scraping the bottom of the barrel for guests because it was like every day.
That's
me and
right.
Big Cat would have to DM somebody that followed us on Twitter to ask if they could be a guest on our new podcast, and so we were asking anybody that we remotely knew, do you want to come on this stupid show? And then Hank, being a great producer, you ran into Coach Taylor. Where
No, I
was it?
saw Coach Taylor.
Yeah.
You saw him.
He spent summers in Situate in the past. He was summering in Situate that summer, and I had a source at a restaurant that she was like he's eating at this restaurant right now, and I asked you guys, I was like, should I go park my car and wait for him to walk out? So I did that, waited in my car for like 30 minutes. He walked out, and I got out of my car, walked in, and acted like it was a natural, like I happened to be, passing him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, hey, coach, like, do you mind if we take a picture? And then I was like, hey, I produced this football podcast, Part of My Take. Like, we'd love to have it. And he was just like, just take the damn picture.
Oh, brutal.
It was, I was forcing it for sure. It wasn't really rude by him at all.
I think he sunned you too, didn't he? Didn't he say, take the damn picture, son?
Take the damn picture, son. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have the picture, but yeah, it was a big swing and a miss on my part.
Remember the one that I had, Hank? Similar, the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger outside of a hotel in L.A. and I was just like, hey Arnold, huge fan. Can I get a picture? He goes, yeah, and he just never stopped walking. And by the time I got my phone out, he was gone.
Yeah, we had him on PMT. He was like,
Yeah, that's right. I told him.
That's
Yeah.
my move.
Yeah, I told him that. Yeah. All right. So Jordon, what do we think, Hank? Just go.
I
Keep
think
being
watching
her?
the commercial after hearing this alleged report makes the commercial funnier.
It makes it a cult classic. Yeah.
Yeah, like I like watching it with that context in mind. Like I got a smile out of it.
And what do you think about her ex-boyfriend? I mean, it's good that's actually a good sign that her ex-boyfriend is defending her, right?
Yeah, not a lot of ex-boyfriends are going to come out of the woodwork to defend an ex-girlfriend. So
Where did
that's
they
a
meet?
great sign. I think the age thing is irrelevant. Like I don't know why that you had to throw that number in there.
Well,
but-
I mean, I was just saying his stats.
Calm down, R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Like, I think age does matter too.
Age does matter sometimes.
for sure, but
For
not
sure.
once you're
Of
overage.
age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Overage.
So
She's dating well overage guys.
she is an adult, and she was legally an adult when they met.
She is just dating adult pluses.
Everyone's got a type.
Extra adult.
Hank, you
I
like
also
older women.
saw a report that he hired a new PR team to help promote his book. So at least he's not just using strictly Jordon.
Okay, yeah.
So I
Jordan's
think-
got to worry
I think
about
they're getting
football.
better. Yeah.
Football season's coming up. She's got to worry about football, and we're good. I love this story.
It
I
is
hope
great.
it never ends.
I also
I do.
now I'm wondering, like, every single time UNC football puts something out online on any social media, is she doing that? Is she running it?
Probably.
Is she admin?
Probably.
So, like, when you reply to UNC football on Instagram or on X, the Everything app, is she reading those replies? If so, make sure, like, tell Jordan, like, great job,
Yeah.
because she is doing a great job in terms of PR.
Yeah. Great job.
Great job.
Everyone respond. Great job, Jordan.
Great tweet, Jordan.
Jordan.
Jordan, maybe put
Please
the
get
accent.
Jordan
on
correct.
the-
Yeah. It's Jordan. Okay. Let's finish up. Good show, boys. Hank, you're ahead of us.
Sorry.
So this
This
game's
is-
over.
Playoff hockey is no.
Oh, okay. All right. Numbers 3.
I was fixing the camera. We'll go 44.
Oh, memes. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
40.
It's not going to be 3. It's never going to be 3.
I will go 45. I feel like 45 hits a lot.
34.
34 was Jack.
99 Pug.
99 was Pug.
21.
21 was Shane. Hank, what was your guess?
40, I
Do you know it? What was your guess?
think. Yeah.
40.
40.
97. I feel like that hits a lot too.
Yeah, all the 90s do, thanks to Pug. By the way, Pug, great job with PMTV last week with the oldies trip up.
It
to
was
Canada.
such a good
You did
video.
a really good job.
You said great job.
Great job, Pug.
Thanks
Great
so
job,
much,
Pug.
guys.
Pug got like 3 hours of sleep the night before, got on a plane to Montreal in the morning.
We're gonna get Oldie here for a stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
Montreal rocks. Pug.
Love you guys.